Take the handoff, bootleg to the right. Cousins tosses to the right. Caught by Jefferson, looking for the angle, and Jefferson is run out of bounds at the 6-yard line. And who do they attack? The young guy, Goodrich, second year out of Clemson, won a national championship with the Tigers, formerly of the Philadelphia practice squad.
A very tough play to defend. Justin Jefferson lines up to the left, tight to the formation on the snap, runs behind the offensive lineman to get to the right side of the field. Kirk Cousins on a boot, rolling out to his right, hits him right in stride as Jefferson takes off to the sideline for a nice pickup. Very hard to defend when he goes behind his offensive lineman.
First and goal from the 6. Fake the handoff. Cousins will throw it underneath. Catch made. Hawkinson breaks a tackle. Left side. He's in. Touchdown, Vikings.
Jason, you might want to be an offensive coordinator. Minnesota comes back with a very similar play, but this time they put Jordan Addison on the right side, run him behind the line of scrimmage to the left side, but instead of finding Addison, they find T.J. Hawkinson leaking out, and he catches the ball in the middle of the field, breaks a tackle, and falls in the end zone. Minnesota, after a crazy first quarter, has something to celebrate, a touchdown, and as bad as they play with the turnovers, you look on the scoreboard, they're up.
That's the crazy part. Minnesota has been thoroughly outplayed. The extra point right now from Greg Joseph, and he sprays it through. They've got a lead to start the second quarter, 7-3. The Vikings in front, and the fans right now have been thrown off their equilibrium here in Philly. 10:39 to play. Second quarter. We're coming back. This is Westwood One's coverage of the National Football League.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Did you know Vistaprint prints everything a small business needs? Like if a barbershop needs signage, we print outdoor signs, posters, and banners. Or if a ballet school needs merch, we print tote bags, t-shirts, hoodies, hats. Or if a coffee shop needs a total refresh,
latte for Mike?
Vistaprint designs logos and prints it on menus, mugs, paper bags, anything. Because with Vistaprint, the printabilities are endless. Print it all with 25% off for new customers with code NEW25 at Vistaprint.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Brace yourselves. Heating season is coming. It's hard to think about right now, but this is the absolute best time to prepare for a warm and comfy winter. Don't wait until you're cold to make the switch to an Energy Star certified, compact, high-efficiency boiler from Navient. Find your local Navient installer at BoilerComfort.com.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year. Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer. Is this for real?
Apparently. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Minnesota's got the lead here on Thursday Night Football, 7-3. Let's check the drive summary, sponsored by eBay Motors. eBay Motors is here for the ride. All the parts you need at the prices you want, guaranteed to fit your ride every time. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. 9 plays, 55 yards, 5 minutes and 3 seconds, capped off. Officially 5-yard touchdown, Cousins to Hawkinson. And Devin, just keeping an eye on that matchup. It's going to be tough for safeties to deal with Hawkinson tonight.
I mean, he knows how to use his quickness and understands how to run routes.
Kick from Joseph. It floats over the head of Boston Scott. Out to the 25. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for Thursday Night Football.
WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Vikings 7, Eagles 3, 10:39 to play in the second quarter here in Philadelphia. It's been an uneven offensive performance for the Eagles in this first half. They've just been a bit out of sync. Had the one big play, Hurts to Smith early. Hand off, a blast up the middle. Good run from DeAndre Swift. Dances his way across the 30 for a 7-yard pickup on first down.
They're going to have to rely on this offensive line. Philadelphia runs right behind Lane Johnson and Dallas Goedert to the right. They're slamming down on that side of the defensive line, and there's a huge hole for Swift to run through. I think I even, at my retired age, could have got through that hole, and Swift's able to pick up a nice first down gain.
You work out, Jason?
From time to time.
Hand off to Swift, shake and bake move, takes it right to the line to gain, and it is going to be enough. 3.5-yard pickup to move the chains out to the 35, brought down by Harrison Phillips on the play.
All right, I think this is something we got to keep an eye on. Philadelphia has had success running the football. They might want to stick to this, and I think Minnesota, they're not going to change their defense yet, but if they keep running the ball straight at them like this, they're going to have to bring some of these safeties up and try to stop the run game.
Remember, Devin, they're playing without Kenneth Gainwell, who was their lead back last week, but suffered a rib injury in that victory over New England. Had 14 carries, 54 yards, career-high 38 snaps. Hurts will toss it to the far side, caught by Swift, and he is manhandled along the sideline by Asamoah. The linebacker may be a gain of a half yard, depending upon where they spot it, just across the 35.
Jalen Hurts, plenty of time in the pocket right there, looking downfield. Everybody is covered, forced to throw the ball out to his left to Swift for a check down route. Give the defensive credit. They're able to fly up there, and Asamoah comes up, makes the tackle for a very short gain.
This was the number 3 offense in the NFL last year, averaged 390 yards per game, number 3 scoring team as well. There's a hole running up the middle. DeAndre Swift, nice cut by Swift. To his left, a good block from Mailata to help spring him for 6 yards on the play. Down to the 42.
Well, Philadelphia goes back to the run game, and it works to the left side. They might want to stick with this run game.
And Devin, they're working quickly now. Swift has 7 carries, 40 yards. Give it to him again. Stumbles up the gut, and he's got enough for the first down. On a 3rd and 3, he picks up 4. Swift got hit down low by Harrison Phillips, but remained upright just long enough to move the chains.
We sometimes forget this Philadelphia Eagles offense is built on this offensive line. Last week only scored 1 touchdown, and that 1 touchdown came off a turnover that the defense forced. Still looking out of sync. I think they can find their rhythm if they continue to hand the ball off to Swift.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. A.J. Brown, shotgun for Hurts. 7:52 to go, first half. Another handoff. Swift tries to make a move on the inside, and Minnesota creates a wall. 2-yard gain for Swift. Pat Jones and Phillips combined to bring him down.
Getting right around midfield, this is where, as an offense, you start to possibly dial up a shot. After some really good run plays, this might be an opportunity for Philadelphia to go with some play action and look to get the ball to maybe Devontae Smith or A.J. Brown on the outside.
Injury update, Quez Watkins dealing with a hamstring issue. His return is questionable. 2nd down and 7. Another handoff, this time Boston Scott. Scott accelerates right along the left hash, and it's very close to a first down. Kelsey, Dickerson, Mailata, all pushing forward and moving defensive linemen on the play. They're going to mark him just short.
Yeah, and they get right back on the ball. This offensive line, I think they're getting more confident because they're like, you're letting us move people. We're enjoying this.
Devin, you're right. They're absolute road graders. They need half a yard. They'll get more than that. On a handoff for Scott. Scott takes it up the middle for 4. He gets tackled at the 41-yard line. And this has been the combination, Swift and Scott, and they each bring a little something different to the party.
They sure do, and they're bringing a lot tonight. One showed up with the beverages, one showed up with the snacks. All they're doing is handing the ball off right through the middle of this Vikings defense. On this drive, this is a little bit of a tone setter in the 2nd quarter. We're going to keep doing it until you stop it.
Beautiful spin move by Scott to get extra yards. Line of scrimmage is now the 41. Take the handoff. Hurts will carry it himself. Turns the corner. 35. Out of bounds. Good angle out to the 32-yard line. 9-yard pickup. 1 yard shy of a first down. Jack Stoll with a block out front.
Hurst goes to the right side with the QB design run. And Minnesota looks like they're in good position right here. but Murphy jumps inside of one of the blockers, and that allows Hurst to get to the right sideline and get probably 5 to 6 more yards on that play.
And Devin, as you keyed in on, the running game is working. 5 straight runs here for Philly. Handoff, a blast to the right side. Carrying tacklers with him. Boston Scott, he's got a first down. He just sticks his helmet down and drives for 6. Philadelphia is owning the line of scrimmage on this particular drive. This time it was Cam Jurgens, the right guard.
You start to think it's a time of possession wearing on the Minnesota Vikings front defensively right now. They've been on the field a lot in this first half, and this drive, they're just taking it to them.
So another first down for Philly inside the Minnesota 30. We're down to 5:10 to go in this fast-moving first half. Vikings will crowd the line. That is a bunched up front. They dare him to throw it. Hurts trying to. He floats it to the near side. Out of bounds. Nobody downfield. A.J. Brown in the area.
The Eagles had a play call. Minnesota saw something they liked. Everybody on the defensive side of the ball started communicating. Next thing you know, they had about 8 guys lined up at the line of scrimmage showing blitz. Jalen Hurts tried to get it out to A.J. Brown right away as Byron Murphy closed on it, was forced to eat the ball and just throw it away on that one.
And, Jason, it'll be DeAndre Swift now in at running back. 12th play of the drive coming up. 1st and 10 at the Minnesota 28. The Vikings lead 7-3. Hurts, short drop, quick throw. Caught by Brown on the right side, works it to the left side. He's got a first down inside the 20-yard line, working across the hash marks towards the numbers on the left for 11 yards, brought down by Bynum.
That's how you live when you decide to blitz. Minnesota blitzes the play before. They have success. Jalen Hurts has to throw the ball away. This time they send a linebacker up the middle. It gets picked up. You find A.J. Brown for a big gain in the middle of that defense.
Minnesota stacking the line once again. This is a 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. And it's 8 men on this front for the Vikings. Hurts operating out of the gun. He's got Swift to his left. Handoff, Swift, shake and bake, up the middle. Swift leans into the 10, and he's tackled there. They are gouging this Minnesota defense. That's a 7-yard pickup.
Getting closer to the red zone. The closer Philly gets, they love to run the ball. They trust in their running back. More importantly, they trust in this offensive line. The closer they can sniff that goal line, they just want to run it and run it and run it and try to punch the ball in.
2 wide receivers to the left on a 2nd and 3. Hurts. Handoff, Swift turns it upfield, right side run, dives to the 5. He's got a first down.
Somewhere all of the Hall of Fame running backs are sitting somewhere watching this Thursday night game. They're smiling ear to ear because Philadelphia is saying we're going to run, you know we're going to run, and we're still going to get yards, and we're still going to run over top of you. And they've had a lot of success on this drive.
Kevin, they're on a text chain. They just stay in constant contact. Emmett Smith just texted. On a handoff, running right up the middle. Swift towards the goal line. Just short. 4-yard pickup. They're going to mark him down at the 1. Josh Metellus, who was dealing with a shoulder injury, just saved the touchdown. Eagles are trying to line up. 2nd and goal. Philly trying to punch it in. Looking to regain the lead. Tight formation. Hurts under center. They crowd the line. The dive towards Hurts, and they whistle it down. Jalen Hurts was trying to push the pile himself into the end zone. The Vikings were ready for him. And there might have been a timeout.
Prior to the ball being snapped, timeout, Minnesota, they're first.
Emmett Smith's not going to be happy with that. A reminder, stay with us. Thursday Night Football Halftime Report, Westwood 1, sponsored by Wendy's. Scott Graham will talk to Miami running back Raheem Mostert. That's coming up. The Wendy's Halftime Report, Wendy's Breakfast, 2 for $3. Biggie bundles are here. Limited time only during breakfast hours. Jason, Devin, you've watched this Philadelphia drive develop. They've just changed their approach, and Devin, it's working.
It really is. And Sirianni was angry right now. He was trying to charge at the ref. He wanted that snap to go and Jalen Hurts touchdown to count, but Minnesota gets a timeout, and he's not a happy camper.
It's a 3 tight end formation for Philadelphia. Very tight. Hurts, the snap, pushing the pile. Hurts, he's in! Touchdown! Eagles. Philadelphia back in front, capping off a fantastic drive dominated by the ground game.
That push play from last year, as soon as they lined up in it, the crowd starts going wild before the snap because it almost feels like it's automatic. Jalen Hurts under center, his running backs right to the right and left of him, tight end as well. And there's only one play you can do from that. Everybody is huddled up in one spot. Direct snap to Hurts. He just puts his foot in the ground, charges forward for the quarterback sneak, and they are in there. That play, when you see it, it equals a Jalen Hurts touchdown.
Jake Elliott on for the extra point. Kick on the way, and it's straight through to give the Eagles a 10-7 lead. 16 plays, 75 yards. It took 7 minutes and 55 seconds, and they did it the old-fashioned way, running the ball down Minnesota's throat. We'll come back. More second quarter action. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. Changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Castrol Edge can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for only $37.99. Get started on your next job today with the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hard work is the foundation of the job site. Boot Barn Work and Carhartt are committed to supporting the hard workers that keep our nation moving. Boot Barn Work proudly offers a broad selection of Carhartt workwear and boots, known for durability and quality since 1889. When the work is relentless, Carhartt is trusted to finish the job. With so much on the line, there's no room for cutting corners. Carhartt at Boot Barn Work.
For the ones who keep stadiums buzzing and shop floors running, there's Grainger. Keep your operations humming with professional-grade maintenance, safety, and industrial products from Grainger. Offering supplies and solutions for every industry, plus same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, Grainger can help you stay on top of your game. Not sure exactly what you need? Huddle up with Grainger's product specialists. They'll tackle your toughest questions to help you move your team forward. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by.
Time right now to check the schedule of games coming up on Westwood One, sponsored by Hulu Plus Live TV. Sunday night, Miami is at New England. Monday night, New Orleans at Carolina, and Cleveland visits Pittsburgh. And then next Thursday, the Giants on the road to meet the San Francisco 49ers. Hulu has live sports. Watch football games all season long with over 90 live channels. Get Hulu Plus Live TV today. Live TV plan required. Restrictions apply. Access content from each service separately and select ESPN Plus content via Hulu. Learn more at Hulu.com. Iron Eagle, Jason McCourty, Devin McCourty here in Philadelphia. Devin's going to be with us the rest of the way. Jason, you got some responsibilities in the morning. You wake up. I don't even want to mention what time you wake up.
It's extremely early.
Just leave it to the imagination.
Yeah, there's times I roll over, I see my wife laying there, and I'm just like, life must be good. I got to head to work,
Thank you so much. Too much information, but we're all good. Kickoff from the left, Jake Elliott. End over end, and that one booming through the back of the end zone. It's coming out to the 25-yard line. All right, Devin, you're the Minnesota Vikings. You just watched Philadelphia run it 13 times out of 16 plays. What's your answer here with 2:44 to go in the first half?
Right now, when I was in New England, we used to call this a last shot opportunity. Everybody else talks about 2-minute drive. Minnesota wants to make sure you in this half with the ball, either kicking a field goal, scoring a touchdown, but you do not want to give the ball back to the Philadelphia Eagles offense to try to score more points before the half.
And the Vikings will get the ball to start the second half, so this is very pivotal with 2:44 to play in the first half. Fake the handoff. Cousins looking downfield. Floats it. Ball is caught by Josh Oliver for a first down. Along the right sideline, that's the second-string tight end. Came over from Baltimore. Prior to that, he was with Jacksonville. Turns it into a 13-yard pickup.
A really good start. We've seen Kirk Cousins outside the pocket, getting away from that pressure, goes boot, and is able to hit Oliver very quickly on the sideline.
Oliver signed a 3-year, $21 million deal, known more for his run-blocking skills on a handoff to Madison, trying to wrestle his way through the pile, and he is dropped at the 42-yard line after the gain of 4. Just about everybody involved defensively for Philly as the clock is ticking down, and we will hit the 2-minute warning. Sponsored by First Alert. Help protect your home and family by installing First Alert smoke and carbon monoxide alarms on every level and in every bedroom of your home. Protect your moments with safety you can trust by visiting firstalert.com. 2 minutes to play in the first half here in Philly. The Eagles in front, 10-7. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One.
Did you know a fire department responds to a fire every 23 seconds? First Alert is reminding you to be prepared by installing smoke and carbon monoxide alarms on every level and in each bedroom of your home. Don't forget to add First Alert fire extinguishers on every level, plus in common spaces like the kitchen, and know how to use them. Protect your whole home with safety you can trust by visiting firstalert.com and Lowe's stores today.
Klein Tools are new at Lowe's, pros. Lowe's knows you want top brands and quality products, and Klein Tools delivers. Right now, get the Klein 3-piece Modbox mobile workstation for $319.94 and the Klein 5-piece cushion grip screwdriver set for just $34.97, both exclusively at Lowe's. Shop the largest selection of Klein tools, the highest quality tool brand at Lowe's. Because Lowe's knows tools, Lowe's knows pros.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. Visit the BetMGM GameSense website at mgmresorts.com/GameSense for information on setting limits, guidance on odds and probability, and resources for problem gambling support. Plus, you can learn strategies and get tips on how to gamble more responsibly, discover the symptoms of problem gambling, and find out whom to call if you need help anytime, anywhere. Stay safe and have fun with BetMGM and GameSense. Please gamble responsibly.
Every business seeks an advantage, whether it's having the best location, hiring top talent, or spotting trends before they happen. And now, the United States Postal Service can give your business a new advantage. Introducing USPS Ground Advantage. Reliable and affordable 2 to 5 day package shipping. It's the advantage you need at the price you want. Get the Ground Advantage at USPS.com/advantage. The United States Postal Service, delivering for America.
Welcome back. Ranger Broadcast Booth in Philadelphia, along with Jason and Devin McCourty. I'm Ian Eagle. Give your team an edge with Grainger. You'll find solutions and supplies for every industry, plus fast delivery and 24/7 support. When you call, click Grainger.com or just stop by. 2 minutes to play. First half here in Philly. 10-7 advantage for the Eagles. Minnesota driving from right to left. They've got it a 2nd and 6. At the Vikings 42, the throw from Cousins in traffic is hauled in right at the marker by Hawkinson. Defenders draped all over him, including Terrell Edmonds, and they make the connection for a first down. Or at least it appeared to be no. They're going to mark it a yard short. So he's down at the 47. 3rd down and 1 with 1:35 on the clock. Shotgun for Cousins, 2 receivers to the left. 1 receiver right, strong side right with Hawkinson. Madison sets up to the right of Cousins. They have not done much on the ground in this first half. Cousins claps his hands, takes the snap, throws to the near side. It is caught by Jefferson for a first down. Just across field. He's quickly tackled by Slay, and this drive continues after the gain of 3.
A ton of pre-snap communication by Kirk Cousins on that play, trying to get it out to his receivers, telling them to play as they're moving fast.
Line of scrimmage is now midfield. We are under a minute to go. First half. Cousins in the pocket. Cousins hooks a pass to the left side and glances off the hand of Madison in a matchup with the linebacker Cunningham. Incomplete. 52 seconds left on the clock.
Kirk Cousins has really done a good job when he's had time. But again, on that play, Jalen Carter gets pressure, Cousins has to step to his left side and then try to throw to the left as he's moving. Not an easy throw for the quarterback, essentially kind of a throwaway to Madison because he couldn't step and set his feet to throw because that pressure continues to make him move, and it's been tough for him all night.
Justin Jefferson has cracked 5,000 yards in his career. He's the fastest player to do it in 52 games. Odell Beckham crossed it in 54. And a timeout taken with 52 seconds on the clock. Minnesota uses the timeout. Don't miss all the NFL excitement on CBS Sunday. The Jets visit the Dallas Cowboys. Check your local listings for more details. Catch the NFL on CBS. 52 seconds to play. First half, Philadelphia 10, Minnesota 7. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One.
NFL Sunday Ticket is now on YouTube and YouTube TV, which means that it just got easier to be an NFL fan. Like maybe you like the Bears, but you're hibernating in Panthers territory. But with NFL Sunday Ticket, you can watch your favorite teams' out-of-market Sunday afternoon games no matter where you live. NFL Sunday Ticket, now on YouTube and YouTube TV. Go to youtube.com/NFLST to get $50 off. Terms and embargoes apply. Offer ends 9/19. No refund. Subscription auto-renews. Sponsored by the NFL.
All right, people, let's get this meeting started.
Where are the chairs?
Gone. Research shows standing meetings are quicker.
What research is that?
Topic 1. CDW helped us deploy Mac Supercharged by Apple Silicon for the way we work now. So how's their speed?
Fast.
Battery life?
Long.
Cyber threat protection?
Strong.
Ownership costs?
Low.
Great. This meeting
adjourned. Wow, that was fast.
Yep, that's the research.
With Mac configured by CDW, a solution that works for everyone isn't just possible, it's powerful. Find out more at cdw.com/getmac.
I've got a hot tip for you if you want to refresh your home for fall and save on it all. Get to Kohl's right now. I just shopped their limited time home deals, and not only did I save an extra 15%, I also got a great deal on a Ninja blender, an entire cookware set for under $60, and so much more. Plus Iron Kohl's cash. So what are you waiting for? Get your home refresh done and set for fall fun. Get to Kohl's. Select styles. Offers end September 17th. 15% off ends September 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts Loaner Tool Program offers more than 80 specialty tools. Refundable deposit required. Stop by O'Reilly today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I need your help. I got this. Expendables 4 is definitely rated R. Little violent, perhaps? Jason Statham.
You almost killed me!
Sylvester Stallone.
You're welcome!
Expendables 4 in theaters September 22nd.
Back here in Philadelphia where the Eagles lead the Vikings Thursday Night Football 10-7, 52 seconds remaining in this first half. Minnesota is under 100 yards of offense in this first half. 94 yards, only 9 yards on the ground, but an opportunity here to put points on the board before we hit the break. Madison sets up to the left of Cousins, one timeout remaining. Cousins will throw to the right side, wide open, catch made along the sideline, K.J. Osborne, and he is out of bounds. There was nobody within 10 yards of him as he sprints out of bounds at the 31. That's a gain of 19.
A miscommunication of the Eagles in the secondary. Osborne lines up in the slot, Addison on the outside. Addison runs an inside route, and both Eagles defenders go with Addison, leaving K.J. Osborne wide open on the right sideline as he has a catch, and he's able to take off before he's pushed out of bounds.
And Jason, right now this crowd is very quiet, normally spirited. 10-7, Philly in front, 46 seconds left, first half. Cousins takes the snap, he'll throw the deep ball, left side, nobody home. He was looking for Addison, the rookie out of USC. There was no separation as Josh Jobe was getting the opportunity tonight, Devin, with the injury to James Bradbury in coverage.
Yes, and Jason said it on that last play. There's a lot of new people in there right now for Philadelphia. Goodrich is in there because Maddox went down. You already have Blankenship out, so a lot of communication has to be said for this Philly secondary. But the pressure, Sweat created pressure right there, so Cousins had to get rid of the ball.
We're down to 41 seconds to play in this first half. Philly up by 3. Shotgun for Cousins. Rush coming from the right side. Cousins unloads to the near side. Caught inside the 5. Justin Jefferson is out of bounds. He was trying to get to the pylon, and he's out inside the 1. The question, did he fumble the football? Philadelphia is asking if he fumbled the football through the back of the end zone. That's what Darius Slay is trying to determine with the officials. Is he out at the 1, or did he fumble it trying to extend into the end zone? And the fans are getting a sniff of this.
Ruling on the field was a catch, followed by a fumble outside of the pylon. The ball will be placed at that spot.
So it's considered outside the pylon as opposed to inside the pylon, and that's a huge discrepancy.
A huge discrepancy. Justin Jefferson lines up in a slot to the left, runs a deep outside route, does a really good job of going up, making the catch. Once he secures it, he gets closer to that pylon. He's trying to reach the ball across the pylon as Edmonds is
under further review.
So they're going to take a look.
Which makes a lot of sense. This one is really close. I'm not too sure.
This Close Shave Instant Replay Review sponsored by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Choose Barbasol for a thick, lather, and close, comfortable shave. Barbasol, the American original for over 100 years. Better by Barbasol. All right, we'll find out what the officials determine when we come back. 33 seconds on the clock. Right now it's a 1st and goal to 1. Will it stand? 10-7, Philly in front. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One.
At Boot Barn, we're driven by everything the cowboy boot stands for. The reliable communities of the West, the heart and values of the cowboy, and the unshakable spirit of all who lead a tenacious lifestyle. Justin Boots capture these Western ideals in every pair. Their handcrafted boots are an invitation into the continuing story of the West, open to all who dream of untamed lands and endless Western skies. Justin Boots at Boot Barn.
All right, people, let's get this meeting started.
Where are the chairs?
Gone. Research shows standing meetings are quicker.
What research is that?
Topic 1. CDW helped us deploy Mac Supercharged by Apple Silicon for the way we work now. So how's their speed?
Fast.
Battery life?
Long.
Cyber threat protection?
Strong.
Ownership costs?
Low.
Great. This meeting
adjourned. Wow, that was fast.
Yep, that's the research.
With Mac configured by CDW, a solution that works for everyone isn't just possible, it's powerful. Find out more at cdw.com/getmac.
For the ones who keep stadiums buzzing and shop floors running, there's Grainger. Keep your operations humming with professional-grade maintenance, safety, and industrial products from Grainger. Offering supplies and solutions for every industry, plus same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, Grainger can help you stay on top of your game. Not sure exactly what you need? Huddle up with Grainger's product specialists. They'll tackle your toughest questions to help you move your team forward. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Back here in Philadelphia, the Eagles offense is taking the field. We're just waiting for the official call right now from Clay Martin. And he is ready to deliver it as the drama builds at Lincoln Financial.
After review, the fumble went over the pylon, which by rule results in a touchback. First down and 10 at the 20-yard line for Philadelphia.
Unreal. Justin Jefferson trying to extend out for the touchdown. It's ruled the fumble. He just tapped his hand to his chest saying, "My bad." That's the universal sign. But what it turns into is a first down for Philadelphia and no points for the Vikings.
And we've seen this so much throughout the history. Somebody reaching the ball, going to try to score. And a lot of times you want to save those times where it's the last play of the game. It's 4th down where you're going to reach the ball because of that reason. Ball goes across that pylon, right over the top. Now Philadelphia takes over on the 20-yard line. No points for the Minnesota Vikings after such a good 2-minute drive by Kirk Cousins.
And give credit to Terrell Edmonds sticking with the play as Jefferson was trying to extend it. Edmonds was right there with Jefferson, and the ball pops free over the pylon for a touchback. So Philadelphia has 34 seconds to work with here. They've got all 3 timeouts from the 20-yard line. Running game has been very effective. They hand it off to Boston Scott. Takes that left side, and he is spun down as he crosses the 25 down at the 27-yard line.
It was at the 2-minute and 44 mark. We talked about ending the quarter with the ball in their hands, and now it'll be interesting to see what Philadelphia does as they have the ball get a couple yards on first down and call timeout.
So only a few seconds come off the clock. We're down to 29 seconds left. It's going to be a 2nd down and 3. We packed a lot into one half.
3 fumbles in one half by the Minnesota Vikings. I feel like Minnesota on offense have been good today. They've made plays. They've moved the ball. They just can't get out of their own way.
Eagles with a 3-point lead. 29 seconds to play first half. 2nd down and 3 for the Philadelphia Eagles, moving from left to right. Scott remains in the backfield. Goddard, the motion man, sets up to the left. Rush coming from Minnesota. There is running room for Scott. Cuts it to the right side. Scott's got a first down and a whole lot more. Down at the 45. That's an 18-yard rip for Boston Scott. 5'6", 203 pounds. Now in his 6th year out of Louisiana Tech, and another timeout called with 21 seconds to go. Later on, we'll select the Defender of the Game, sponsored by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Now, this is working right now, Devin, and Philadelphia, even in a time constraint, continues to go with the run game.
Minnesota's like a boxer. You know, the boxer waits for the bell just not to get knocked out. Minnesota's on defense waiting for the clock to go 0-0. They might want to start defending the run sometime in this game, because if not, Philadelphia has decided we're going to just keep running the ball. We know we only have 20 seconds left, but we're still running the ball. So let's see what Minnesota decides to do right now.
You know Michael Buffer's here, right?
I knew that.
In your head. The seed was planted prior to the game. Buffer's everywhere. 45-yard line is where Philadelphia is operating from on a 1st and 10. Swift in the backfield now. Hurts, shotgun. Snap. Hurts has got it. Looking downfield. Protection holds up. Hurts out of the pocket to the left. Time trickling away. Down to 14 seconds left. And Hurts will duck out of bounds at the 49. They had him covered up downfield. They used valuable clock. And they're down to 12 seconds remaining after the 4-yard scamper.
A good job of covering them up down the field, but it's crazy how these drives come into play, because Philly starts off with back-to-back run plays. It's almost like, hey, we're just going to run the ball and we're going to go into the half. Next thing you know, you're right around midfield. Now you're dropping back and you're trying to get in field goal range to try to get 3 points on the board before you go into halftime.
So right now they only have 12 seconds on the clock. They still need a lot of yards to get into Jake Elliott territory. Shotgun, Hurts, 2nd and 6. Hurts floats it to the left side. Catch made at the 49. And out of bounds is DeAndre Swift for no gain on the play. So 7 seconds remaining, and the ball spotted right around midfield for Philly.
Yeah, Philadelphia will be looking for a chunk inbound type play, because they have a timeout. They can try to throw the ball anywhere on the field, knowing if they get a completion, maybe to the 35-yard line, around there, a little over the 40, it'll give Elliott a chance to kick a field goal. So we should call this chunk inbound.
The issue for Philly is the clock. 7 seconds left, so they have to do it quickly. 5 receivers set. Hurts. Design run for Hurts. 45 to the 43, and he's down there with 3 seconds left. They take a timeout. It's an 8-yard game, but you are looking at a very long field goal attempt here. They're going to try it with Jake Elliott. Elliott going into his practice routine, sweeping the leg, and now settling in, trying to get into the right mindset. They're going to tack on a second, so 4 seconds to play with the ball spotted at the 43-yard line. He missed a 55-yarder, and this one is going to be a 61-yard attempt.
Now, you run the risk on these long field goals of potentially getting it blocked. For Elliott now to kick one this far, you got to really drive the ball off of your foot. If one of those big guys up front for Minnesota is able to get through, make a play, and block this, it could be a huge swing for Minnesota to finish out the first half.
Vikings use a timeout. They want to give Jake Elliott a little more time to think about this one, make sure they've got everybody set up in the right manner. Frustration for the Vikings, considering they had a number of drives stalled based on turnovers, including the big one here at the end of the second quarter, the Jefferson fumble over the pylon for a touchback. And now Philly with a chance at a 61-yard attempt. Elliott has made a 61-yarder in his career.
Minnesota threw a returner back.
The snapper, Lovato. Sipas holds it, 61-yard attempt, and he's got it! What a bomb from Elliott! Philadelphia points on the board before we hit the break. That's wild.
That is wild, Iron. That is correct. You think about the swing we just went through. Justin Jefferson, ball on the goal line. Minnesota about to go in for a score. Touchback, gives the ball back to the Eagles 34 seconds ago. Next thing you know, Jake Elliott is kicking one through the uprights from 61 yards, and this crowd erupted when the ball went through the uprights.
It had just enough as he tied the Philadelphia record that he already held 61 yards away. 13-7, the Eagles in front. Jason, it's been a pleasure. You got to go do some other stuff. Hit the road. Devin, you're the captain now.
Yeah, I mean, you guys skipping out on work. You know, we all got multiple jobs. Most of us don't get to leave one job to prepare for the next one.
Unlike you, me and Ian have to work more than just one day a week, so it's a little bit different for us. It was a pleasure working with Ian. Dev, thanks for tagging along. Hope you learned something along the way.
We're excited about the second half. Devin McCourty will be with me. Jason McCourty, we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thursday Night Football, of course, here on Westwood One. End of the first half, 13-7 Philly. When we come back, Scott Graham rejoins us from our studios, the Wendy's Halftime Report. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One.
If your business's current roster isn't doing all the blocking and tackling you'd like them to, then the right play is to run with Indeed. Their powerful all-in-one hiring solution has smart tools to help you easily attract, interview, and hire quality candidates. With Instant Match, the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from their resume database that fit your job description. Learn more at Indeed.com/credit to expand your team today.
Wake up not knowing what you want? Now you can have a little of everything. With Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can mix and match your very own perfect pairing of our delicious morning favorites. Choose from the sausage biscuit, egg with cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee. The choice is all yours, not somebody else's. Get breakfast just the way you want it with Wendy's breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Welcome to the Thursday Night Football Halftime Report on Westwood One. Sponsored by Wendy's. With Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can choose the pair you want. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price. Once again, here's your host, Scott Graham.
From our Westwood One studios, we've reached halftime in Philadelphia, and right now a major momentum turn at the end of the half as the Eagles get a turnover and a 61-yard field goal before the break. They lead the Minnesota Vikings by a score of 13-7 at halftime. Our next primetime game here on Westwood One coming up this weekend on Sunday Night Football. The Miami Dolphins will play their second straight game on the road as they take on the New England Patriots. The Dolphins part of a 36-34 shootout with the Chargers in L.A. last week. Miami coming out on the winning end after a big game from Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill. I got an opportunity to talk with Dolphins running back Raheem Mostert, a speedster in his own right who scored a touchdown in that ball game. And I asked him today, is that what they envision the Dolphins offense looking like at its best?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you see the type of work that we put in. I mean, you don't know behind the scenes, what we do. And we're just trying to make magic happen. We want to. One of our goals is to be one of the best offenses in the entire league, and just by having that mentality alone can get you a long way. We know that we left a few things out there last year. We had a playoff game, and unfortunately we lost that game. Had we had most of our starters, it probably would have been a different story. But who's to say that we could have flourished or couldn't? But this offense, man, is just so high power, so unique, and honestly, we got a lot of playmakers across the board, and then we got depth too, which definitely helps. So, we just got to keep it steady, keep it locked in, and do what we do best.
One of the things your coach said about you coming into the year, Mike McDaniel said that you showed tremendous focus because there were people speculative out there, well, the Dolphins are going to make a trade for a running back. The Dolphins are going to sign a running back. And I got to imagine for you, Raheem, there's a little bit of a, hey, I'm right here. You didn't let that affect you, at least not in any way in front of your teammates. You got accolades from your coach. How do you keep that focus?
Yeah, it's a consistent basis. For me, I just try to look at the outcome. Whether a guy comes in, I've been in situations prior to where, I was the last guy on the roster, just a special teams guy. Then all of a sudden injuries happen, and next thing you know, my number's being called up, and you just gotta perform. You gotta step up to the plate. And so I've always had that approach, moving year in and year out. I'm going into year 9. I know that a lot of people seem, it's like eventually it's going to stop, but I still got a lot of tread on these wheels. And for me, just seeing the whole spectrum of guys and talk and, everybody saying, hey, look, we're going to get this running back. Hey, look, we want this guy. Honestly, I just block out that noise as best I possibly can and just look at the outcome of, hey, I'm here for a purpose, I'm here for a reason, and I got to provide for this team.
I've got to imagine 9 years in, maybe not quite as fast as when you were an elite sprinter back at Purdue. Can you tell that difference?
I mean, honestly, it's I try not to look at it like that. I still feel like I'm a top 10, guy in the league, or at least top 2. In the league.
Yeah, who's the other guy?
I don't know. I don't really know. I know they're just me, but no, honestly, there's me, Tyreek, and a bunch of guys on the team that are fairly fast. We got Braxton. All these guys are elite, and their speed is just unmatched. That's why we're one of the fastest offenses in the entire league, the fastest offense in the entire league.
Raheem, I always enjoy talking to you. Glad we got an opportunity to catch up. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, Scott. It's a pleasure talking to you too, man. Thank you so much.
Raheem Mostert started his career with the Philadelphia Eagles as an extra special teams guy. If you want to hear more of that conversation, check out NFL Insider for Week 2 at WestwoodOneSports.com. Our halftime score, Philadelphia 13, Minnesota 7. This is Westwood One's coverage of the National Football League.
Happy 62nd birthday, Granddad.
Thanks, sweetheart.
I got you this.
A mug. Oh, thank you. What does it say? Beware. If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of hospitalization from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Hey, you're up next.
My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Please welcome to the stage.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Tests are a necessary part of life. They evaluate our ability to handle the things life throws at us. Our floors go through tests, too. Pets, kids, spills, scratches, you name it, our floors deal with it. That's where LifeProof flooring comes in. Available in a wide variety of colors and styles for all areas of your home. Whether it's premium pet-proof carpet, waterproof and scratch-resistant vinyl plank, or even outdoor turf, all LifeProof flooring is designed to endure life's toughest tests. Available at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Welcome back to the Thursday Night Football halftime show. 6-point lead for the Eagles at the break. You heard Raheem Mostert, Miami and New England, our Sunday night game here on Westwood One. Our coverage begins at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time with NFL Sunday, all the scores and highlights from Week 2. And join us Monday for a special night of NFL action. 2 games to choose from. The Saints take on the Panthers beginning at 7 Eastern Time. Later that night, Pittsburgh Steelers host the Cleveland Browns. Our coverage for that game begins at 7:30. Kickoff at 8:15. Log on to WestwoodOneSports.com for more details, or listen to the stream of either game for free. If it's Monday Night Football, it's on Westwood One. This has been the Thursday Night Football Halftime Report on Westwood One, sponsored by Wendy's. With Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you can choose the pair you want. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price of participation may vary. Not valid in a combo, single item at a regular price. Our halftime score, Philly 13, Minnesota 7. When we return, Ian Eagle and Devin McCourty will have the second half kickoff. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
Get ready for second half action here in Philadelphia, where the Eagles lead the Minnesota Vikings 13-7. Ian Eagle along with Devin McCourty. Just had to get Jason out of here, and now we can just talk football. Man, he was just weighing us down. Let's check the halftime stats, sponsored by Indeed. When you think of hiring, think of Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring system helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates, all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit. In that first half, 209 yards of offense for Philadelphia, 133 on the ground. Minnesota, they finished with 142 total yards, only 9 rushing yards in the first half. The numbers for Philly: Swift, 62 yards rushing, Scott, 41 yards rushing, and Hurts, 30 yards rushing, including the rushing touchdown for Philadelphia. All right, Devin, let's start thinking of keys for this second half. If you're Minnesota and you're Kevin O'Connell, what's the theme? What are the keys for this second half?
Yeah, we can throw out a lot of different things, right? Possess the ball longer, only 22 minutes time of possession. That's cool. Run the ball, only 9 yards. Big key, fundamentals.
Yeah.
Hold on to the ball. If we start to play with the ball, I want to end the play with the ball or hand it to the ref because we scored a touchdown. So I think those are the keys. 3 turnovers, 3 fumbles in the first half. You can't live like that.
All right, Devin, now flip it to the other side. You're the Philadelphia Eagles. Somehow, amidst that wacky first half, you've got a 13-7 lead, yet it felt a little out of sorts in the way we expected them to play. They did establish the ground game. What are the keys if you're Nick Sirianni and company?
You got the lead and you got momentum. That's a great play, great series of plays before the half, running the ball, getting in field goal range, and then Elliott comes through with the big kick. But now you have to be ready for the adjustments. Be ready to set up the run game. You've done that. Set it up for play action. We saw a shot to Smith earlier, but we haven't seen anything like that since. So now that the run game's working, let's see if we can beat them deep down the field.
All right, it's time for the second half kickoff, sponsored by Boot Barn. Boot Barn celebrates the values of honesty, hard work, ingenuity, and perseverance, proudly offering a piece of the American spirit. Boot Barn, keep west. Philadelphia will kick it off from left to right. Elliott with that 61-yard field goal to add to the Eagles' lead at the end of the first half. Ball is on the tee. Ty Chandler, deep man for Minnesota. Second half underway here in the city of brotherly love, and Elliott with a big kick through the back of the end zone. It's coming out to the 25-yard line for the Vikings. Kirk Cousins, they just didn't possess the ball all that much, but when he's been in there, he's looked sharp, especially to his tight end Hawkinson and to Jefferson.
Yeah, if we tell the truth, Minnesota's offense, when they've had the ball, they've looked really good. They just haven't had it long enough, like you said, because of the turnovers. And I think now we need the offensive line to play a little bit better. We don't need them to not play well and lead to another turnover with a strip sack. So them playing well and maybe running the ball this half should help Minnesota.
2 tight ends in this formation. on a 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line from right to left in the third quarter. Vikings trail the Eagles 13-7. Running play, Madison trying to rip through the line, and he's held to a 1-yard pickup. Angling on that right side off the hash marks. Milton Williams, part of the defensive line rotation, makes the play for Philly.
It's hard to live within 1 yard on first down because you're going to live in a bunch of second and longs where now Philadelphia has a chance to possibly dial up this pressure.
Madison went to the sideline, and he's being checked out by the athletic trainer. Cousins hit from behind, fumble and recovered inside the 10. The Eagles have it. Another cough up. Fletcher Cox gets in there for Philly, and the Eagles are in business deep in Minnesota territory.
I am so sorry if you're from Minnesota and you're listening to this. I didn't mean to speak it into existence. I said that Minnesota needs to do a good job protecting Cousins, so we didn't have a strip sack. But Sweat comes around the corner. He comes from that right side, and Kirk Cousins never sees him, gets the sack, and knocks the ball off Cousins, and Fletcher Cox recovers it. Philadelphia has seen a lot of Fletcher Cox, and they love seeing him out there.
The 4th fumble of the night. They've run only 24 plays on offense. Kirk Cousins, the turnover. Sweat forced it, recovered by Cox. 1st and goal from the 7. Running play to the left. Swift breaks a tackle. Swift accelerates to the goal line. And he comes up just short of the touchdown. Cameron Bynum there defensively. They're going to spot it inside the 1.
This is a close call right here. It was close. Sweat almost landed right on that goal line. But Minnesota has to do something. They have to bring extra guys. They have to try to stop this run game.
Tight formation. Hurts under center. Same formation as earlier. He's going to drive it on the left side, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Eagles. It's an automatic for Philadelphia when Hurts has it that close to the goal line. And bang, bang, turnover, touchdown for Philly.
And all you're seeing right now in these stands, a lot of high-fiving, a lot of finger-pointing from these Philadelphia Eagles fans because they know when Hurts gets under center and that ball's on a half-inch line, those big offensive linemen are going to push their way in the end zone, and Hurts is going to fall right on their back for a touchdown.
This is so dispiriting for the Minnesota Vikings. They get the ball to start the second half. They're looking to drive it. They turn it over on a Cousins fumble, and then Philly turns that into 7 points. The extra point is good. 2 plays, 7 yards, 33 seconds after the big hit by Sweat and the recovery by Cox, the punch-in from Hurts. It's 20-7 Philly, 13:53 to go in the third. This is Westwood One's coverage of the National Football League.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the 4-day super sale, September 15th through the 18th, and get 40% off paints and stains with prices starting at $26.69. That means 40% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 40% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. They have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters.
866-DADS-LAW, 701 Eastgate Drive, Suite 310, Mount Laurel, New Jersey, 08054. Diana Magala, licensed in New York and New Jersey. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMSS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for Thursday night football.
WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Iron Eagle, Devin McCourty, the rest of our Westwood One crew here in Philly, where the Eagles lead at 20-7 early stages of the third quarter. Jake Elliott will kick it off from left to right with Ty Chandler standing at his own goal line. Approach by Elliott. This is a line drive that bounces and then ricochets into the end zone and through the back out to the 25-yard line. Minnesota Vikings will have it at the 25, but Devin, it's gotten away from the Vikings. They're down 20-7.
Yeah, and I don't know who has been listening the whole time, but if you're just joining us, Jason McCourty, the guy that looks like me, started off the game saying Philadelphia, if they're going to live like last week and get turnovers, it can lead to a victory. And so far, 4 turnovers is the reason they're ahead right now.
Avonte Maddox, injury update, shoulder injury. He is in the locker room for Philly. Dump off to the near side, caught by Madison, and then quickly tackled for a loss. Zach Cunningham was all over Alexander Madison. They'll lose a yard or more on the play.
The play doesn't work out for him, but I'm not mad at that call from Minnesota. Philadelphia's been bringing a lot of pressure. They've been struggling to block him, so they try to set up a halfback screen to the left side. They just sniff it out, and it doesn't work, but a good play call.
Second and long here for the Vikings. Shotgun. Cousins in the pocket. Cousins will toss it to the far side. Catch is made by Madison, but again, nothing there. Philadelphia swarms to the football, and he's dropped at the line of scrimmage, led by Mario Goodrich, who is getting a whole lot of playing time because of the series of injuries that Philly has dealt with over the last week in the secondary.
And now the scary thing for Minnesota is Fletcher Cox just ran on the field. Jalen Carter just ran on the field. They're fresh. They're ready to rush on third down. So Minnesota expects some pressure coming right up the middle.
Third down and 15 for the Vikings. 2 receivers off to the left. 1 to the right. Strong side right with Hawkinson. Cousins looks downfield. Hooks a pass to the far sideline. It's incomplete. He was trying to hit Jordan Addison stride for stride. Back there, Philadelphia had coverage with Job.
The corners right now in Philadelphia, they're playing aggressive, they're playing fearless because that rush. Jalen Carter's running right down the middle of that pocket. No, he doesn't get to touch Kirk Cousins, but he's pushing the offensive line right in Cousins' lap, and it's allowing the corners in the secondary to play aggressive and not give up any yards.
And now Ryan Wright is deep in his own territory. Takes the snap, the punter leans into it. High sailing kick. Covey is back there, fields cleanly at the 30-yard line, and that's where he calls for the fair catch. A 50-yard punt. They're going to spot it at the 31. Catch it all this season with NFL Plus. NFL Plus brings you live games on mobile, NFL Red Zone, NFL Network, game replays, and more, all in one place. Sign up today at plus.nfl.com. Terms and conditions apply. Quez Watkins, update on his status. He is out with a hamstring injury, so it has been Olamide Zaccheaus getting an opportunity at that third receiver spot for Philly. They haven't thrown the ball a whole lot. The running game has been so effective. Shotgun for Hurts on a 1st and 10 at the Philly 31. They're looking to throw it here. Hurts, step up. Hurts trying to run on the left side, and he's driven down by Jordan Hicks. Limited to a gain of 1 as the line judge helps Hurts to his feet.
As Hurts drops back to pass right here, no one's open. Minnesota does a good job in the secondary, and Hurts does what he does best. He tries to run and escape, but Jordan Hicks shows great speed, running him down on that left sideline and not giving up a lot of yards, giving up about 1 yard on the play, and not allowing Hurts to hurt you with his legs will give you a shot right now.
The dual threat of Hurts, which gives defensive coordinators nightmares because he can take it and run effectively. Handoff going up the middle, the redirect by DeAndre Swift. He was trying to go right side. There was nothing there. He looped it back to the left and picks up 5 yards. Another tackle made by the former Eagle, Jordan Hicks.
The Eagles have to feel so comfortable right now. Brian Johnson has to be sitting there like, whenever I want, I can hand it off and get 5 or 6 yards. So, yeah, you only get a yard on first down, but then you hand it off on second down, 5 yards. Now you have a very manageable third down, and you can stay on track, is what they call it in an offensive meeting room.
Brian Johnson taking over for Shane Steichen as the offensive coordinator. Steichen now the head coach in Indianapolis. Johnson was on the staff, formerly an assistant in college, Florida, Houston, Mississippi State, and Utah. Deep drop. Hurts looking for the long ball. Uncorks it left side. Separation. Catch made. Devontae Smith is going to go. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 63 yards on the hookup. Devontae Smith is a blur, and the Eagles are blowing out the Vikings.
I am not sure what that defensive call was, but I'm sure Brian Flores did not drop any calls for the defensive back to be trailing by so many yards. Evans was behind by like 4 yards from Smith, and Smith, their big play receiver, his second long catch of the game, and now it kind of breaks this game wide open because that run game's been working so well, creates a separation for the long touchdown.
Before that touchdown, if you're Minnesota, you think, all right, stop them here on third down, get the ball back, get back into contention, make it a one-score game, and now it's gone the other way. The extra point from Jake Elliott is good, and just like that, the Eagles lead it 27-7 with 10:54 to go in the third. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more straight talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
Wake up not knowing what you want? Now you can have a little of everything. With Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 biggie bundles, you can mix and match your very own perfect pairing of our delicious morning favorites. Choose from the sausage biscuit, egg or cheese biscuit, small Caesar potatoes, or medium hot coffee. The choice is all yours, not somebody else's. Get breakfast just the way you want it with Wendy's breakfast 2 for $3 biggie bundles today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need for the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
I need your help. I got this. Expendables 4 is definitely rated R. A little violent, perhaps? Jason Statham.
You almost killed me!
Sylvester Stallone.
You're welcome!
Expendables 4 in theaters September 22nd.
Welcome back, Granger Broadcast Booth in Philadelphia, along with Devin McCourty. I'm Ian Eagle. Huddle up with Granger to get more done. Granger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Call clickgranger.com or stop by one of over 250 branch locations. Philadelphia trying to bust this game wide open. They've got a 27-7 lead. Turned into an easy walk-in touchdown for Devontae Smith because of the blown coverage. And now Philly is rolling. These fans are all fired up.
Yeah, this place is ready to continue to erupt. They're not done yet. The fans are yelling.
And Jake Elliott's going to kick it off from left to right for the third time this half. 10:54 to go in the third. High kick. It's over the head of the return man Chandler. Touchback. Don't miss all the NFL excitement on NBC. Sunday night, the Miami Dolphins meet the New England Patriots. Of course, you can also hear Sunday Night Football each week right here beginning at 7:30 Eastern on many of these same stations, on the NFL app, or online at WestwoodOneSports.com. VikingsFootball.com. Devin, you'll be part of the pregame show on that one. As we know, you're a traveling man. You're running around. You're going to be taking photos. 27-7, Philly in front. Handoff, Ty Chandler gets the call, and he's stonewalled at the line of scrimmage by Zach Cunningham. Right now, nothing is working for Minnesota. No gain.
And I want to go over there and walk down the field, give Kevin O'Connell a hug right now. Because I don't know what he has on that call sheet, what you come up with. It's going to be hard right now.
They're down big. Obviously, the way this game developed was very concerning. They had a chance to put points on the board at the end of the half. Turnover. Philly got 3. The pass to the near side. It's on a rope to Justin Jefferson, and he's tackled immediately after the catch. Good enough for a first down out to the 38-yard line. So a gain of 13 for the Vikings to move the chains.
Yeah, right now for Minnesota, Philly knows they have to pass the ball, so they're going to have to drop back pass so much in this second half. It's going to be hard to try to continue that all game.
Cousins, deep drop, rush coming, hit as he throws, but he dumps it off to the right. Josh Oliver, fortunate that Cousins even got rid of it, considering the rush that was on from Morrow. No gain on the play after the grab by Oliver.
Yeah, Morrow came right up the middle, untouched. No one touched him, and they just said, hey, go get my quarterback. We really got to give credit to Cousins. He is a tough quarterback. He stands in there, got hit a lot last week, has gotten hit a lot tonight, but he continues to stand in there and be a tough guy for his team.
Nakobe Dean injured, placed on the injured reserve list, and that's why Morrow's in there. The pass is dropped. On the near side, Jefferson got hit by Darius Slay. Jefferson was looking for a flag. It's incomplete, and now it's third down.
Darius Slay right up there on Justin Jefferson. That's what we call press technique. Kirk Cousins tries to throw a slant route to Jefferson on the left side of the offense, but Slay uses his technique, and at the last minute, he sticks that hand in there between Jefferson's hands and breaks up the pass. That's what we call perfect defensive back play. That's a PBU, Ian.
6 catches, 70 yards. Clearly, this is still something that affects you emotionally when you see that. You're just
I love that.
Shotgun. Cousins, pump. Cousins steps up. He's going to throw the deep ball, looking downfield, and caught. Addison breaks away for the touchdown. Josh Jobe didn't tackle him. It's a 62-yard score, and the Vikings trying to climb their way back into it.
We might have wrote the obituary for the Vikings a little too early. Kirk Cousins pump fakes to the left side, steps up in the pocket, and looks back to the right. Normally they tell you do not throw it late over the middle, but the pump fake to the left, move the safety from Philadelphia to the left, open up the middle of the field, and he throws the post route to Addison. Addison breaks one tackle. They're on the board. Minnesota's ready to go now.
And the extra point now for Greg Joseph. This crowd is quiet. Point after is good. And the Vikings with a touchdown here in the third to change the whole vibe inside Lincoln Financial Field. 9:09 to go in this third quarter. It's Philadelphia 27, Minnesota 14. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One.
Before Shopify, did you find yourself wondering, where are my sales at? But now you're selling with Shopify, the global commerce platform supercharging your selling. You have no problem selling online, in person, on social media, and beyond. Very easy on the cha-ching. I can't even get my lines out.
Oh, sorry, my bad. But my Shopify sales are through the roof.
Amazing, Gary. Bet you're loving how powerful Shopify's tools are.
And I can make my brand look however I want without code.
And that you can sell on all the marketplaces and socials from your Shopify store.
Or all that.
Gary, stop leaving sales on the table. Start selling with Shopify and discover how millions of businesses around the world use Shopify to ignite their selling. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/football. That's shopify.com/football. Shopify.com/football.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Hulu has live sports. Watch your favorite football teams with over 90 live channels, including ABC, CBS, ESPN, Fox, NBC, and more. Plus, get access to Hulu's entire streaming library, filled with top shows, movies, and originals. With Hulu Plus Live TV, get access to Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, all in one plan. Say goodbye to extra cable fees and get all the sports and entertainment you need with Hulu Plus Live TV today. Live TV plan required, restrictions apply. Access content from each service separately and select ESPN Plus content via Hulu. Learn more at hulu.com.
Right now, let's check the drive summary, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. 5 plays, 75 yards, a minute 45. The long ball to the rookie Jordan Addison out of USC. Cousins is now 18 of 24, 210 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Cousins is doing a good job. We just don't get a chance to see him enough because of the pressure, because of the turnovers. But when he has the ball, and I give him a lot of credit, the courage to pump fake and step up in the pocket after being hit so much. You got my big vote, Kurt.
And Devin, he had the touch. It was the perfect touch to Addison, who then broke away. Job, inexperienced, not bringing him down immediately and giving up the long touchdown. Touch back as the ball goes through the back of the end zone, coming out to the 25-yard line, and Jalen Hurts trots onto the field, 11 of 14, 147 yards, a touchdown and a pick, and Hurts, of course, getting it done once again on the ground with a couple of scores. Boston Scott is being evaluated for a concussion. His return is questionable, so that could mean even more DeAndre Swift and possibly some Rashad Penny. Shotgun for Hurts. Pats the ball, throws underneath. Catch. Goddard right along the numbers, along that right side, and he's dropped after the gain of 8.5.
This is a big drive for both teams. After a big play like that from Minnesota, Philadelphia wants to drive the field. They want to have a good long drive here and hopefully end up with points. Most likely they want to end up with 7 points. But Minnesota, as a defense, we got to get off the field and let that offense get back on after a big play touchdown.
Second down and 1. Shotgun, Hurts. Handoff. Swift cuts it to the left. Swift got a first down, but a flag thrown from behind as Swift is tackled at the 43-yard line. That's a 9-yard gain for the Georgia product, DeAndre Swift.
Holding. Offense number 69. 10-yard penalty, 3 plays, second down.
That's the Pro Bowler Landon Dickerson, now in his 3rd year, former Remington Trophy winner at Alabama.
Yeah, you can see right there, he grabs a little bit of that jersey. Offensive linemen hate when they get called for a holding penalty. This penalty might give Minnesota some hope. Now you have a 2nd and long situation. If you can play good on 2nd down and create a 3rd and long, it'll give you a good chance to get off the field and give Brian Flores a chance to draw up a good 3rd down pressure.
2nd and 11. Flores, of course, the new defensive coordinator. They let go Ed Donatel in the offseason, and Minnesota made the move to Flores, former head coach with the Dolphins, longtime assistant in New England. Catch made by Swift, tries a shifty move along that right sideline, and Byron Murphy stays in front of him. It's a 4-yard pickup after the tackle made by Murphy.
Minnesota drops back in coverage. They don't rush many people. They rush 3 guys, and it forces Jalen Hurts to just check the ball down. Minnesota, that's what they wanted. Come up, make a tackle. Now we have a huge 3rd down for both teams.
We'll call it 3rd down and a little less than 7. They're 5 of 9 on 3rd down tonight. Hurts operating out of the gun. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Flag down before the snap.
Offense number 0. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And number 0 is DeAndre Swift, the running back. Tune in to watch all the excitement of the NFL Sunday on Fox. Check your local listings for games and times in your area. Catch the NFL on Fox. So back it up to a 3rd and long now for Philly. The ball spotted just short of the 24 along the right hash. Minnesota scored the touchdown to cut it to 13. Philly now trying to convert on a 3rd and a little more than 11 yards. Hurts back to throw. Not much of a rush. Hurts unloads to the left side. Catch made by Goddard and quickly bumps down to the ground by Asamoah. 2-yard pickup. Philly will punt on 4th down.
Here we go, Ian. We have a game now. Minnesota does it again. They drop back. They drop a lot of guys in coverage. They force the short throw, come up. They make a great tackle, not allowing for any catch and run. And now we have a punt, and Minnesota has a chance with a good drive to make this a really good game going down the stretch.
Aaron Sipos is on to kick it away, elevated from the practice squad. They're playing some games with their 53-man roster. Sipos, the only punter on the roster, end-over-end kick. Trying to get out of the way, Brandon Powell, and he does, but he stumbled in that area just to avoid the football. Wanted to catch it initially. The ball bounces, and Minnesota's going to have it right around the 29-yard line. It's a 45-yard punt. The Vikings with possession. 6:19 to go in the third. Eagles lead it 27-14. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One.
Welcome back to Earth, folks. We hope you enjoyed your 8.5 minutes in orbit.
Technology lets you vacation in space, but to get work done on Earth, you need more than technology. You need CDW to design and manage a Cisco hybrid work solution that delivers the same secure network experience to all your satellite offices. And with consistent connectivity that empowers your team, they can collaborate from any space.
And no, you can't keep the helmet.
Cisco makes hybrid work possible. CDW makes it powerful. Learn more at cdw.com/Cisco.
If your business's current roster isn't doing all the blocking and tackling you'd like them to, then the right play is to run with Indeed. Their powerful all-in-one hiring solution has smart tools to help you easily attract, interview, and hire quality candidates. With Instant Match, the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from their resume database that fit your job description. Learn more at Indeed.com/credit to expand your team today.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more straight talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
Discover credit cards do something awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right. Everything you've earned, double. See terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match. Ian Eagle, Devin McCourty here on Westwood One, Thursday Night Football, Week 2. Eagles 27, Vikings 14. Minnesota gets the ball back, 1st and 10, just short of the 30-yard line. Madison, the handoff. Madison running the left side and gets hit hard at the 34-yard line by Mario Goodrich. Picks up 4 yards on the play.
The hard thing for Minnesota's running game, 4 yards. It's a great run for them. They only have 10 yards rushing all night.
That's 40% on one carry, Devin. That's the math that we do in the booth. Cousins off to his right, flicks it to the right side. It's caught well short of a first down by Jordan Addison. And they're going to spot the football at the 36-yard line, so that's a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, not ideal for a 2-yard pass, but you can see Minnesota continues to run to be able to do that play-action bootleg like they did right there. But no one open deep, so he has to check it down to Addison for 2 yards.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Cousins under pressure, tries to throw over the middle, incomplete. Justin Jefferson on a crossing route, the intended target, and exactly what the Vikings didn't need. 3 and out, pressure from Cox and Barnett for Philly.
Guess what, Ian? Kirk got hit again, and it fell on the ground. It has to get picked up again on another play. And it shows again, right there, no one really open, but because the pocket is falling in on him, he has to just try to hit Jefferson on a crossing route. But it's just not going to help trying to get the ball down the field to win this game.
Injuries to Darisaw and Bradbury, and it has showed on the Minnesota offensive line. The snap to right, the punt on the way. It bounces at the 25. It rolls inside the 15, still rolling inside the 10, and touched at the 7-yard line. Terrific job by Wright. 57 yards on the punt. Eagles, deep in their own territory, will have a first down. If you can't get to a radio to hear us each week, you can listen online to any and every NFL game we broadcast this season for free. Just go to our website, westwoodonesports.com. So line of scrimmage is the 7, 5:19 to go in the third. Had a lot of activity early in the quarter, and we still have plenty of time left in this game. Minnesota now on defense trying to deal with the Philadelphia offense deep in their own territory. Hurts, shotgun, running play to Swift. Swift trying to push the pile, and he will get tackled at the 11. That's a 4-yard pickup for Philly. Just about everybody involved defensively for the Vikings, including Bullard and Phillips.
The Vikings continue to sit in a defensive set that has really 3 safeties hanging back around 10 to 12 yards, making them a little light up front. And you saw right there, that run got stuffed, but Philadelphia's offensive line just kept pushing, and he falls forward for 4 yards instead of 1 or 2 yards.
Swift remains in there on 2nd and 6. We're down to 4:40 to go in the third. Give it to him again. Sprint to the left side. Swift breaks a tackle. He's got a first down. He got to the second wave, and that's a 9-yard pickup. Evans had a chance to bring him down initially, could not, and they turned that into a new set of downs.
The problem right here for Minnesota is the first guy doesn't touch Swift until he's 4 or 5 yards down the field. The good thing for Philadelphia, they keep opening holes. That hole was on the left side, and they get to run again, and Swift almost got out of there for a long touchdown.
16 carries, 87 yards for Swift. Boston Scott was being checked out for a concussion. We have not seen him since. Hurts sets and throws to the left side. It is caught on a line by Goddard at the 25-yard line and then tackled by Harrison Smith. They'll take the 5-yard gain. The clock continues to roll. We're down to 3:47 to go here in the third.
Minnesota sits in a zone coverage right there, so Hurts just dropped back. He hits Goddard on the left side, throws it right outside the numbers, and they pick up a short gain because they're sitting there. Minnesota, if you're going to be back in zone, we're going to just take what you give us and keep moving the chains.
Eagles lead at 27-14 in the third quarter. Swift in the backfield. Hurts shotgun, handoff. Swift dances to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, and brought down at the 36-yard line. Gang tackled there. Another first down on an 11-yard run. Good block from Dickerson, and now Swift is very close to cracking 100 yards on the night.
I always remember Coach Belichick saying, you want to intimidate a defense, let a running back or a runner finish with on their feet. So they have to blow the whistle to stop. You don't actually tackle them. They just blow the whistle, and that's what Philadelphia is doing right now to Minnesota. They are just intimidating them and pushing them around and bullying them.
17 carries, 98 yards for DeAndre Swift, the former Lion. Give it to him again. He cracks 100. Swift across the 40, right along the hash marks, and he's tripped up at the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 9 yards for DeAndre Swift. And Philadelphia once again is taking over in the trenches.
Philadelphia's whole left side of the offensive line basically took the right side of Minnesota's defensive line and said, hey, move that way. Move them out the way. And Swift, again, untouched until he's 8 or 9 yards into the secondary.
Rashad Penny is now in there just to give Swift a rest. Former Seattle Seahawk, 2 tight ends in this formation, under 2 minutes to go in the third. Penny gets his chance. Big hole for Penny, taking it up the middle, and he takes it to the 49, across midfield for a gain of 6.
Minnesota, they have to do something different. They can't just come out here and do the same thing. Somebody on that defensive line or linebacker, they have to decide, you know what, I'm going to go down and smack somebody in the mouth, because it doesn't matter who Philly has in that running back. It doesn't matter about any of that. They're handing the ball off, and they're getting 5 or 6 yards, and the chains keep moving, and the clock keeps ticking.
And when they look at film, Philadelphia is going to see every one of their linemen winning their individual matchup. So collectively, they are dominating up front. 1:15 to go in the third. Pass play for Hurts. Floats it to the near side, caught at midfield, Tries the shake and bake move, and it's Rashad Penny who's brought down by Cameron Bynum. They'll pick up 5 yards, just keep Minnesota off balance a bit. Penny's got good speed and good instincts. Was a big-time producer at San Diego State. Had 2,248 yards rushing his senior year.
Minnesota probably lucked up right there. Jalen Hurts, if he holds the ball for another second, Devontae Smith was wide open in the middle of the field, but Hurts is being smart, taking what the defense gives him, but he might have had a big play right there.
We're down to 37 seconds to go in the third quarter. Philly in control. Handoff, Penny driving up the middle and tackled after the 2-yard gain. The Vikings were ready for him on that line, but now they don't have to run a play. Down to 20 seconds to go, third quarter, but Philly is rushing to the ball.
They might be trying to draw him off sides, knowing they don't have to snap it.
Third down and 3. Hurts gets under center, and they did it. A jump from Minnesota. You've seen this movie before, Devin. Harrison Phillips. Kevin O'Connell just shaking his head along the Vikings sideline. The officials huddle up.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 97. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Well, you get it the easy way when they just hand it to you. It's the first Minnesota penalty of the night.
First penalty, but again, back to fundamentals that we talked about opening the half. Just not making the boneheaded play. When I was in New England, we used to try to yell out a cold word so everyone would know they're probably not going to snap it. Just don't jump, because I've seen a lot of defensive linemen fall victim to that one.
And that is the end of the third quarter. Philadelphia 27, Minnesota 14. They'll have it first and 10 at the Vikings 37 when we come back for fourth quarter action. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
An A-piece of Kentucky Fried Chicken's new hot and spicy wings is just $4.99. Prepped in secret spicy marinade, hand-breaded until crispy perfection. They're a delicious combination of heat and flavor. Kinda makes you want to celebrate. Hit it! Tasty, heat, tasty, heat, tasty, heat. Wings, am I right?
You're right. Grab an 8-piece of KFC's new hot and spicy wings for just $4.99. Prices and participation may vary. Taxes, tips, and fees extra.
eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need for the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time. Or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Feeling great starts with a great shave. And great shaves start with Barbasol Shaving Cream. For whatever your day brings, start it off right with the American Original. Barbasol. It's a can of can-do.
Barbasol. Stream the NFL on Westwood One for free, sponsored by AutoZone. All season long, you can listen to our broadcast of the NFL live on WestwoodOneSports.com, on the NFL app, by asking Alexa to open Westwood One Sports, or on our affiliate stations' digital platforms. AutoZone has free battery testing and charging. That's right. Get your battery tested and charged for free. Make AutoZone your end zone. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Restrictions apply. Start of the fourth quarter in Philadelphia. Ian Eagle, Devin McCourty, and our Westwood One crew. Eagles looking to move to 2-0. Vikings trying to avoid an 0-2 start. Philadelphia's got the 27-14 lead with a chance to put more points on the board here.
And I just looked down. Cameron Bynum has 14 tackles. That tells the story about Minnesota's defense right now. Their free safety has 14 tackles, leading the team in tackles, because all the runs are getting back to him as a free safety. I know he's looking at those guys in front of him and saying, that's not why they pay me. They don't pay me to be tackling running backs one-on-one. Help a brother out.
Philadelphia, 251 yards of offense last week. 251 in the victory over New England. This has felt more like the Philly team we saw last year. 352 yards of offense with a full quarter to go. First and 10 at the 37 of Minnesota. Hurts sets and throws. Right side, knocked away by Murphy, stepping in front of A.J. Brown. Brown has not been a huge factor tonight. The big plays in the pass game have gone to Devontae Smith.
I'm excited about that right there. Byron Murphy sticks his foot in the ground, comes around with his right hand, sticks it between A.J. Brown's two hands, breaks up the pass, and I know he's saying, if I could get out of it a little faster, that's a pick six. I love seeing great defensive back play.
Feisty corner who came over as a free agent from Arizona. This is the 10th play of the drive. Hurts on the ground, left side run, Rashad Penny. He is spun down immediately by Metellus. Metellus left the game early with a shoulder injury, returned later in the second quarter, and now out there when they mix up their personnel in the secondary. It's going to be third down and long, 3rd and 9 for Philly.
Defensive coordinator Brian Flores, he got it right that time. Sends Josh Metellus off the left side on a blitz, and he's able to run the run down on the other side of the field and tackle him for a very short gain for a 3rd and 9.
Just underway here in the fourth quarter. Eagles up by 13, now moving from right to left. Shotgun for Hurts. 3rd down and 9 from the 36. Hurts steps up. He delivers a strike right along the numbers and just short of the first down to Devontae Smith. Harrison Smith with the tackle. It's going to be 4th and 1. And the offense isn't going anywhere.
Get ready for that famous play, Ian. I expect to see Hurts under center with a lot of guys pushing him.
And that's what they're doing, Devin. Tight formation. Hurts. They push it up front, and he's got the first down and a little extra. Needed a yard. They get it across the 25. They're going to mark it down there. Good enough for 3 yards, and they move the chains.
If you're not an Eagles fan, you hate this play. You say it's not fair. But the thing no one realizes, it's the offensive line. Yes. They're really good. They get movement on the quarterback sneak. Everyone runs the quarterback sneak. Not everyone has the success that Philadelphia has. It's because of that offensive line that they keep picking up first downs on the quarterback sneak.
They're just doing it better than other teams. Tight formation now. 2 receivers off to the right, 2 to the left. Hurts looping to his right. Hurts throwing, end zone, right side. It's caught. Touchdown, A.J. Brown. Penalty marker on the play. Back at the 32.
Holding, offense, number 23. 10-yard penalty, replay the down.
It was a muted celebration for Philly. I think they knew it was the fans who got the word a little late.
Yeah, right there. We saw this earlier in the first half. Minnesota sees Philadelphia in something. They all start checking. Everybody's looking at each other. And then they only have 4 guys in coverage for 4 spread receivers. Everybody else was up on the line of scrimmage. They all blitzed, and Rashad Penny hurried up and grabbed pace because he thought he was going to have a free run to the quarterback. Even though Hurts got outside and was able to make a play, the holding penalty was the reason he was able to get outside.
There were 2 rushers that were making their way towards Hurts, and Penny had to choose one of them, and he got caught on the hold. So that's a bad penny. 27-14 Philly. I got loads of dad jokes.
I like that one.
Not an issue. Pump fake. Hurts. Step and throw, looking, end zone, over the head of A.J. Brown. He had a step on the defender. Evans, the deep man, and Hurts couldn't quite locate him. Incomplete.
It looks like Evans is down on the play, but what a play by Evans to break up this pass. Might have got there a little early, but as a former defensive back, I don't say anything's early because there's no flag. But a great play by Evans right there.
Yeah, definitely had a chop down on the arm of Brown, and now the deeper concern is for the health of Caleb Evans. Athletic training staff is out there. Nick Sirianni losing it on the officials after he saw the replay on the big screen. We're going to step aside here. With 12:51 to go in the fourth quarter, the Eagles lead the Vikings 27-14. This is Westwood One's coverage of the National Football League.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more straight talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. You're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Caleb Evans got up on his own but was noticeably limping back to the Vikings sideline. Just made the play on A.J. Brown. Eagles fans thought that there was a clear grab on the extension, but the officials didn't call it, so Philly's now got a 2nd and 20 from the Minnesota 35. Brown sets up. Along the right side, they're going to go empty here with Hurts working out of the gun. 3 receivers set left. Hurts looking to his left. Now looks to his right. Hurts has plenty of time. Trying to look downfield. Hurts could not break away at the 38-yard line as 2 defenders collided into Hurts, led by Daniil Hunter on the play. It's a loss of 3 and a sack.
Minnesota has continued to sprinkle in a little bit of this just 3-man rush and drop everybody else back in coverage. And each time they've done this, Hurts has to check the ball down, or right there he holds the ball for a long time, cannot find anyone open, and just tries to run out of the pocket. But the 3-man rush is working a little bit for Minnesota.
15th play of the drive. This is a 3rd and 23 at the 38-yard line of the Vikings. We hit 12 minutes to go in the 4th with the Eagles in front 27-14. Hurts in the pocket trying to get out of trouble, and he is sacked again. At midfield, he kept fading, and Daniil Hunter explodes. Philadelphia faces 4th down and the 4th sack of the night for the Vikings D.
I sound like a repeat record, but again, that was another 3-man rush with a quarterback spy by Pace as he sits there and he waits to see if Hurts is going to scramble. He doesn't. Hunter grabs the shirt, secures the sack, and Pace finishes it off for a big stop for Minnesota.
Sipos will punt it. Powell waiting at the 10. Sipos in some traffic, end over end, gets it off. Powell moves forward. Had some room to work with, but fair catch called for at the 14 after the 35-yard kick. Vikings get the football back with 11:19 to go in the 4th. Iron Eagle Devin McCourty here in the Grainger broadcast booth in Philadelphia. For the ones who get it done, there's Grainger, offering over 1 million industrial-grade products, fast delivery, free technical support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Line of scrimmage will be the 14-yard line. It's a 2-score game, 13-point differential. That Philly drive went 9 minutes and resulted in a punt.
It was almost, we almost thought the game was over after the scramble by Hurts and he throws a touchdown, but the holding penalty really changed that drive. And for Philadelphia, yes, you don't get points, you get the big sack, but to use 9 minutes of clock here in the 4th quarter with a 2-score lead still helps you out and forces Minnesota to try to make a big drive here.
And, Devin, it's been a big part of the story. Time of possession is dominant, lopsided in favor of Philly tonight. Minnesota trying to do something with this possession on a toss to Madison. Left side run. Madison carries a defender with him across the 20-yard line. Good block by Josh Oliver on the play, and he picks up 7 on first down. We're going to hit 11 minutes to go in the fourth with the Eagles in front by 13.
Probably the best run play of the night we saw from Minnesota. The problem is I think Philadelphia is okay with Minnesota running the ball right now. Tackle him after a 7-yard gain, line back up, knowing eventually Minnesota's going to have to drop back pass, and they brought Jalen Carter in for that reason.
Time of possession, Philadelphia 34:57 off the clock. Minnesota just under 14 minutes. Cousins deep drop. Cousins lets it fly. It is dropped. Middle of the field, K.J. Osborne. That looked to be a clean, crisp pass, and Osborne could not haul it in. Incomplete.
Yes, we've been talking about Minnesota's offensive line all night. On this play, they did a good job. Pocket was clean. Kirk Cousins got to step up in the pocket, throws a great ball over the middle to Osborne. Just can't come down with it. Got to concentrate and reel that one in.
So now it's 3rd down and 3. 5 receivers set from the 21. Cousins looking to convert. Flips it. Perfect touch, and the catch made by Jefferson. Jefferson winds his way across the 40-yard line, and he's dropped at the 44. Injured Viking on the play. It is Odo who has stepped in at left tackle for Darrisaw. That's a 23-yard pass play, but they are already short on that offensive line. Oli Odo, in his 5th year out of Elon, he got trucked on the play. And now the athletic training staff is out to check on him. We'll step aside with 10:24 to go. 4th quarter. Philadelphia up 27-14 on the Vikings. Minnesota has got a first down when we come back. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One.
If for your business the fall season is going to be a whole new ball game, then you need Indeed. Their integrated hiring solution helps you attract, interview, and hire quality candidates all in one place. Sponsor a job, and Instant Match instantly sends you a short list of quality candidates from Indeed's resume database who fit your job description. No more hiring fumbles for your team. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It can be stressful when unexpected expenses come up, but Dave can help. Dave is the banking app that could help you get up to $500 instantly with extra cash. No interest, late fees, or credit check. Join the millions of people who have downloaded Dave and get up to $500 instantly with extra cash. Download the Dave app right now or go to Dave.com. For terms and conditions, go to Dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking services provided by Evolve. Member FDIC.
At Boot Barn, we're driven by everything the cowboy boot stands for. The reliable communities of the West, the hardened values of the cowboy, and the unshakable spirit of all who lead a tenacious lifestyle. Justin Boots capture these Western ideals in every pair. Their handcrafted boots are an invitation into the continuing story of the West, open to all who dream of untamed lands and endless Western skies. Justin Boots at Boot Barn.
I need your help. I got this. Expendables 4 is definitely rated R. Little violent pass. Jason Statham.
You almost killed me!
Sylvester Stallone.
You're welcome!
Expendables 4 in theaters September 22nd.
Which Nature Valley camp are you in? Classic with oats and honey crunchy bars? Sweet with chocolate crunchy dipped granola squares? Or Camp Savory with new shockingly snackable savory nut crunch bars? Try them all to decide. Nature Valley.
Watch every game, every Sunday, exclusively with NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV. Sign up now, get $50 off. For more information, visit NFLSundayTicket.com. Terms and conditions apply. Excludes digital-only game. Commercial use excluded. Well, the card is out for Oli Udo. Getting a round of applause from these fans. He was helped to his feet. It appears to be the left leg of Udo. And he got tossed down on the play as Cousins got crushed once again, but he released the football, and they convert the first down to Jefferson. 22 yards after the catch for Jefferson.
Yeah, the tough thing for Minnesota right now is they have one offensive lineman left on that sideline, so they got to stay healthy. And that big completion by Jefferson was just crossers. They had a lot of guys running across the middle, and it was really set up for Hawkinson and Addison to try to pick for Jefferson. Slay tried to avoid them, and it freed Jefferson up for a big gain.
So now the veteran David Quessenberry will be in there at left tackle for Minnesota. It's a handoff. They're going to run that left side. Madison rumbles his way to midfield, and he gets chopped down there after the gain of 6. Good block by Quessenberry, who has played with Houston, Tennessee, and Buffalo, originally a 6th-round pick out of San Jose State in 2013.
They're right back on the ball. They're ready to go.
Running hurry here. Cousins pats and throws, and a bullet caught at the 35-yard line. Spin move by Jefferson. He's got a first down. Dropped at the 27 after the 22-yard pickup. Over 100 yards now for the machine, Justin Jefferson. That was a tight window.
That's what we call a pop pass. They kept everybody in and only released 2 receivers on the route. Hard play action. They block it up, and Cousins throws a very tight spiral in there to Jefferson, and he makes a tough catch, really with Slay laying right over top of him.
Because you can fit it into a pot?
There we go.
Oh, I'm learning. Flip to the left side. It is bobbled and incomplete. Josh Oliver, the intended receiver. Hawkinson was featured mostly in the first quarter, and we've seen a little bit more of Oliver. Cousins took a shot from Josh Sweat on the play.
Yeah, that's a hard play right there. Cousins rolling to his left. A right-handed quarterback tries to swing his hips around, but Josh Sweat is all over him, saying, remember me from earlier in the game with that strip sack? I'm here again, buddy.
Line of scrimmage is the 28. 2nd down and 10 for Minnesota. 9:07 to go in the 4th. Eagles lead at 27-14. Shotgun for Cousins. Fake it, and now toss it to the near side. Catch made by Chandler, trying to get outside, and he is brought down at the 24-yard line after the gain of 4. Zach Cunningham leading that charge for Philly, the linebacker.
Pretty good play design by Minnesota. They motion Addison all the way to the left side with Jefferson, put their 2 best receivers on the left, and try to throw a little screen pass back to Chandler on the right. They pick up a couple yards, but a play that maybe they thought could be a bigger gain, but they use their 2 best receivers as a decoy, hoping to bring the defense to one side.
Udo has been ruled out with a knee injury. They're on their 3rd string left tackle, Quessenberry. Minnesota facing a 3rd and 6. Shotgun, Cousins, step, throw to the far side. It's hauled in by Jefferson. First down. Mario Goodrich gets the assignment. Jefferson, a 14-yard pickup along that left sideline.
Earlier I said I wanted to give O'Connell a hug. He said, hold on, Devin, don't touch me yet. I still got some plays. He puts Jefferson on the right side out wide, but motions him to the left side where he ends up in the slot against Goodrich, and he's going to win that matchup. Usually they say 9 out of 10 times. I'm going 10 out of 10 times he wins that one.
First down at the 10-yard line. 1st and goal. Pick the handoff. Cousins looking. Cousins throws. End zone. Wide open. Touchdown. A dart from Cousins to K.J. Osborne, and the Vikings are back. 10-yard score for Minnesota. Sweat was so close to getting the sack on Cousins.
I cannot say it enough. Cousins is as tough as they come tonight. He stands in there with Sweat barreling down on his back, just misses the strip sack from knocking the ball out of Cousins' hands, and finds Osborne wide open in the left side. Quessenberry holds up just enough time for Cousins to get the ball out, and I'm sure he wasn't thinking that he would be out there, but steps up with a big play.
The extra point is good from Greg Joseph, and we've got a 6-point ball game with 7:41 to go. Philadelphia with the lead, 27-21. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
AutoZone is more than a parts store. It's where we help you solve problems like, sorry I'm late, my battery died, and
I need a jump again.
At America's #1 battery destination, you can find the right battery at the right price with options starting at only $89.99. And we offer free battery testing and charging whenever you need it. Get the parts and help you need to get the job done right at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie bundle.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
For the ones who keep stadiums buzzing and shop floors running, there's Grainger. Keep your operations humming with professional-grade maintenance, safety, and industrial products from Grainger. Offering supplies and solutions for every industry, plus same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, Grainger can help you stay on top of your game. Not sure exactly what you need? Huddle up with Grainger's product specialists. They'll tackle your toughest questions to help you move your team forward. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by.
The copyright of tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Football on Westwood One is owned by the NFL on behalf of its member clubs. All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or any other use of this broadcast without the express written permission of the National Football League is strictly prohibited. Captain Kirk leading the way for the Minnesota Vikings. They have cut into the Philadelphia lead. It's now 27-21 Eagles with 7:41 to go in the fourth, and the Vikings will kick it off from left to right.
This is a big drive right here. This really could end the game if Philadelphia could get any points on the board. It'd be really hard for Minnesota. But last year, Minnesota was 11-0 in one-score games. Last week they lost to start this season in a one-score game, but they're trying to live up to that reputation from last year and get back on track. And they've cut it to a one-score game. Now it's time to try to go out and win it.
They finished 13-4 last season, lost to the Giants in the wild card round 31-24. Didn't make a whole lot of changes during the offseason. And the Vikings enter action at 0-1 after the 20-17 defeat to Tampa Bay last week. Joseph, ball on the tee, the approach. And the kick is on its way and over the head of Rashad Penny through the back of the end zone. The Expendables are back with new blood and the same attitude. See it in theaters September 22nd. Definitely rated R. Well, remember, Philadelphia had a 9-minute drive. Didn't score, but the fact that they could control the ball, control the clock with the run game. We'll see what the approach is right here with Sirianni and offensive coordinator Brian Johnson. DeAndre Swift is in there. He's had a big night. Shotgun for Hurts with Swift to his left. Handoff. Hole is there. Left side run. Swift crosses the 30-yard line, and he is tackled at the 31 by Metellus. That's a gain of 6.
And Swift had a little bit more room because off that fake, Jalen Hurts acts like he's going to run. So you have to respect Hurts if he keeps the ball and runs. So that keeps one defender wide and allows Swift to hit that hole on the left side of the line of scrimmage and pick up extra yards because you have to respect Hurts' legs.
Remember, Evans limped off on the previous drive. He is out there now for Minnesota at the cornerback spot. Another running play. It's Swift again. Swift lowers the shoulder and drives to the 35-yard line. That's going to be enough for a first down. Hicks and Phillips combine to bring him down. And they'll move the chains, and the clock will continue to roll down to 6:48 and counting left in the fourth.
Yeah, Philly says we can run left, then we can run right. We can run wherever we want. And if they keep moving the chains, I don't know how much time Minnesota's going to have when they get this ball back if they can keep picking up first downs on the ground.
202 yards rushing tonight. They were 5th in the NFL last season, just under 150 per game. Running play again to Swift. Shake and bake move to the 39-yard line, and that's where he is met by Metellus. It's a gain of 3.
Yeah, just a zone running play is what they call it. Offensive line just tries to get movement on the defensive line however they can, and then Swift does the rest, kind of finding whatever holes he finds behind the line of scrimmage, finds a little hole to the right side to pick up a few yards, and now we'll see if Philly decides to go in the air with this second down play.
Devin, we are under 6 minutes to go now in this fourth quarter. Shotgun for Hurts. Hurts, another running play. It's Swift trying the left side now. Started on the right and picks up only 2 yards to the 41-yard line. Tackle made by Pace and Bynum. 5:38 and ticking left in the fourth.
Minnesota with a good stop right there. Gives himself a chance with a 3rd and 5. Now you have a passing situation. But with Jalen Hurts, you never know. He could always keep the ball and have a quarterback design run. But this gives them a chance to get the offense back on the field if they can get a big 3rd down stop.
It's 3rd and 5 for Philly. Shotgun for Hurts. Swift to his right. 2 receivers left. 2 to the right. Hurts to throw it. He delivers near side. Catch made. A.J. Brown turns it upfield for a first down into Minnesota territory, working just outside the numbers for a gain of 12.
Jalen Hurts got tired of seeing that 3-man rush. He said, you're going to rush 3. I'm going to find the soft spot in that zone. And he finds A.J. Brown. He's able to get between 2 defenders, pick up the first down yardage. And now guess what? Philadelphia keeps the ball, and they'll try to run more time off this clock.
4th catch of the night for Brown, 29 yards. First down at the 47 of the Vikings. 4:34 to go. Back to the ground game. A blast by Swift. Cuts it to the right. Swift might go to the 30, 25. Foot race inside the 10, and he's tackled from behind. DeAndre Swift punishing the Minnesota defense. And Swift rips off a 43-yard run deep in the fourth quarter.
Just such a big hole in the middle of the defense for Minnesota. You know they're going to run the ball. You just wonder, how does that happen? But if you have DeAndre Swift on your fantasy team, you were angry last week, but tonight you are celebrating because he is showing every part of his game tonight running the ball for the Philadelphia Eagles.
23 carries, a career-high 166 yards. Handoff going up the middle. Swift trying to take it to the goal line, and he's brought down short. We're going to hit the 4:16 mark, and Minnesota has called a timeout. Phillips and Harrison Smith collaborate on the tackle. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for Thursday night football.
WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
DeAndre Swift, one of the new faces on this Philadelphia team. The injury to Gainwell has opened the door for Swift, and he is taking advantage of the opportunity. Eagles have it 2nd and goal from the 2 and trying to put this one out of reach against Minnesota.
Now Philadelphia has a good problem. They have too many backs, so they'll be able to spread the love out to all these different running backs. Minnesota calling timeouts to try to save time for the offense, but making them kick 3 would be big for Minnesota with these 2 downs they have left.
Hurts shotgun. Swift sets up to the right. Hurts on a give. Swift looking for a hole. Oh, what a move by Swift to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles.
We've been talking about how well this offensive line has played tonight. That one, we got to give credit to DeAndre Swift. He starts off going to the right, and then he cuts back to the left. But as he cuts back, Harrison Smith, one of the best safeties in the last decade, is waiting for him. And he makes a shake and bake move. He hits that L2 button on the PlayStation controller, makes him miss, and now he's in the end zone for a big go-ahead touchdown to be up 2 scores.
And that is a case where Swift earned it on that drive. You know, sometimes someone will trot in for the touchdown after someone else did the work. Swift did the work on that drive, cashes in for the score. The extra point is good from Jake Elliott. And now this is back to a 13-point lead with 4:13 to go.
Swift is liking this. He's saying, hey, guys, if other people aren't healthy, feed me the ball. I'm happy to run with it. And it's helping Philadelphia out to this big lead. 34 points. You can't stop that. That's hard.
Don't miss all the NFL action next Thursday night on Amazon Prime Video. The New York Giants meet the San Francisco 49ers. Of course, You can also hear Thursday Night Football each week right here beginning at 7:30 Eastern on many of these same stations on the NFL app or online at westwood1sports.com. So DeAndre Swift filling the role that GM Howie Roseman envisioned, someone that could do a lot of different things. He's also an excellent receiver. That's not even something that they've tapped into tonight. They've just leaned on the run game, and it's worked. Elliott kicks it off. Chandler deep, well over his head. Vikings have 4 minutes and 13 seconds on the clock, but they're down by 13.
Yeah, it's tough. And like you said, DeAndre Swift, 170 yards. 61 of those yards on the last drive where Minnesota knew he was going to be running the ball. That is what you call a tough football team. When you are able to run the ball and stop the run on defense, you are a tough football team, and that's what Philadelphia has been tonight.
So the Vikings have it at their own 25-yard line, trailing 34-21, and now on the verge of dropping to 0-2 on the season. Shotgun for Cousins, looks to throw and does. The ball bounces off the receiver, K.J. Osborne, incomplete, and it was dangerous because it was out there for the taking for a moment with Josh Jobe in the area.
Osborne's going to be frustrated at the end of the night. This wasn't going to be a big play, but we're at the time in the game where you can't have any mistakes. His second drop tonight, just not keeping his eye on the ball and reeling it in. And like you said, Ian, lucky that didn't get intercepted.
6 targets, 3 catches, 34 yards, and a touchdown for Osborne. 2nd and 10. Cousins in the pocket, pats and throws, and somehow squeezes it in to Jefferson for a first down. Matched up with Darius Slay, and the snatch by Jefferson for 15 yards.
Ian, that was incredible right there. Looks like Slay's going to intercept the ball. The ball goes right between his hands and Jefferson's hands. Oh, man, Slay's going to be mad tonight.
From the 35, Cousins avoids the rush, throws it to the near side. The check down to Madison. He avoids the tackler initially, and now there are 5 Eagles there to surround him at the 42-yard line. Penalty marker thrown back at the 28. Nicholas Morrow, first man there as they circled around Alexander Madison. And the Vikings offense heading back.
Offense number 75. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
It's the 6-year veteran, Pro Bowler in 2021, Brian O'Neill, called on the hold.
Yeah, I think right now Kirk Cousins' wife is sitting at home, and she's a little nervous because we're at the point in the game where everybody knows that Minnesota has to pass the ball. Now they're behind the sticks. It's 1st and long. Philadelphia has the pass rushers in. They are ready to go. And Cousins, that toughness has showed up all night, and he's going to need a little bit longer, about 3 minutes and 30 seconds more of this toughness.
You watched quarterback, didn't you?
I did. I like quarterback, too.
You did. You got to know Kirk Cousins, the human being, and his wife and family. 1st and 20 now for Cousins. Flip it to the left side. Catch made by Chandler. Chandler trying to work towards the sideline, and Zach Cunningham grabs the jersey and doesn't let go as he is dropped just across the 30-yard line, a gain of 5.
For as well as Philadelphia is rushing the quarterback, you have to really give your hats off to them because they're rushing the quarterback in these screen plays that Minnesota has called. They're still getting out and getting to the runner and only giving up 5 yards on a screen play. That's really good movement by the defense.
2nd and 15 from the 30, under 3 minutes to go. Cousins will float it to the far side, and Madison couldn't haul it in. Fletcher Cox with the hit on Cousins as he released the football, and now it's going to be 3rd and 15.
Not surprising again, Cousins is throwing a short pass, but even though it's a short pass, Fletcher Cox comes through the middle of that offensive line and pushes Cousins to the ground. Minnesota has to start to keep a stat. How many times one of the offensive linemen have to reach down and help Kirk Cousins up after a play, and they have to decide to cut that down each game because this is just not going to be winning football.
3rd and 15 from the 30-yard line of Minnesota. Philly comfortably in front, 34-21. Shotgun for Cousins, looking to throw. Cousins will throw. Catch made by Hawkinson down at the 42-yard line. That is short of a first down. Covers 12 yards. And Cousins has now gone over the 300-yard mark through the air tonight.
Now a 4th and 3, really, this is for the game. 4th and 3. Philadelphia will see what they play as Slay goes over there to run with Jefferson to match up. And this is the play of the game right now.
4th down, 3 yards. Cousins throws it. Hawkinson, he feeds it to him right over the middle for a 1st down. Into Philly territory. That covers 11 yards, and now Hawkinson has 60 yards on 6 catches and a touchdown tonight. Tackle made by the linebacker, Nicholas Morrow. Trying to get a play off before the 2-minute warning. They do. Cousins looks, throws, underneath. Madison, catch and grab, and he darts to the 30-yard line. Nicely done by Madison to make a defender miss. Eventually, Josh Jobe got to him, and we have reached the 2-minute warning here in Philly. Minnesota's going to have it at the 31-yard line of the Eagles, trailing 34-21. Philly in front. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Catch it all this season with NFL Plus. NFL Plus brings you live games on mobile, NFL Red Zone, NFL Network, game replays, and more, all in one place. Sign up today at plus.nfl.com. Terms and conditions apply. We're down to 1:55 to play. Ian Eagle, Devin McCourty, the rest of our Westwood One crew. Thursday Night Football, Week 2, here at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. Eagles 34, Vikings 21, Minnesota with a 1st down at the 30-yard line of Philly. Madison in the backfield, Cousins shotgun, 4 receivers set. Cousins with a flag down, pump and throw. He's got Madison over the middle, along the left hash. Oh, the ball gets jarred loose. Philadelphia pounces on it. Mario Goodrich knocks it free. The question is going to be the penalty marker at the 27-yard line. Evans on the recovery for Philly. And the officials will come together to determine what the issue was. They're pointing towards Philadelphia. We get the word here from Clay Martin.
The ruling on the field was a fumble recovered by the defense. However, offside, defense number 97 lining up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. It's 1st and 5.
It is Kentavious Street with the penalty, so no fumble, no recovery. Minnesota maintains possession.
Saves Minnesota, but I mean, that's just not a smart play. It's a nice gain. It would have been nice to get that gain instead of the 5 yards.
Yep.
But again, not protecting the ball. They continue to hurt themselves not protecting the ball. But get lucky there.
4 fumbles tonight for the Minnesota Vikings that put them in this hole to begin with. Shotgun for Cousins. Down to 1:44 to go. He throws it over the middle, and it is incomplete. Broken up. Hawkinson, the intended receiver. He was looking for a flag. Justin Evans got over there. It was a bang play. And they're going to now face a 2nd and 5.
Well, I mean, now you can call it even. You know, Minnesota might have got away getting there a little earlier in the game, and right there, I think Evans did jump on Hawkinson's back, maybe a half a second early to break up that pass. But like I always say, no flag, no penalty. Good job by Evans in the defensive backfield.
You always said that your entire life. 2nd down and 5. Cousins throws it to the near side. It's caught by Jefferson inside the 10. The chemistry between those two is through the roof. 20 yards on the hookup, and 1st and goal at the 6.
Slay is going to be really angry at himself tomorrow. Another play where his hands are just so close to the ball, but Kirk Cousins puts it in there right on the line.
Shotgun. Cousins will flip it, and it is caught for the touchdown. T.J. Hawkinson, his 2nd of the night for Minnesota. And the Vikings still have a pulse.
This is what we've seen all night from Minnesota. They continue to move the ball. Kirk Cousins has found receivers when he's had time. He hits Hawkinson on a crossing route across the middle with one of the defenders draped on his back. A tough catch for a touchdown, but now only a minute and 10 seconds left. They're going to have to try an onside kick or something to try to take the lead.
That is 4 touchdowns on the night for Kirk Cousins. Greg Joseph, extra point. He nails it. 1:10 to play. Minnesota has cut it to 6. So they've given themselves a chance here in prime time. That's been an issue in games that Kirk Cousins has started. Primetime win-loss numbers have not been great for Cousins. 30th start in primetime as teams are 11 and 18.
And Ian, that's what's been tough because tonight, Kirk Cousins is 31 of 43, 364 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no interception. A lot of coaches would love that game out of their quarterback after he's been knocked around, but the fumbles have hurt them. And now, usually every Friday or Saturday, you go through these situations. One team, you do your onside kick. The other team does your onside recovery, and you practice it. You don't know when it'll come up, but right now it comes up, and it's the biggest play of the game because if you recover this, essentially the game's over, and if you get it, now you have another chance to try to go and take the lead. So it all comes down to a play that probably only gets practiced once a week for every team, but it's really important.
Greg Joseph, originally from South Africa, moved to the United States at the age of 7 to Boca Raton, Florida. Timeout taken by Philly. They wanted to see what the setup was going to be for Minnesota. Every Westwood One football broadcast this season is once again available on all Alexa-enabled devices. Just say Open Westwood One Sports. You'll be taken straight to the action. That's Open Westwood One Sports to listen on Alexa. So the Vikings have given themselves a chance here thanks to Kirk Cousins and his 4 touchdowns through the air, 2 of them to T.J. Hawkinson, the tight end. And now it's going to come down to executing the onside kick with Greg Joseph. He just lays the ball at the 35. Hands team is out there for Philly.
And that's always important, Ian. You want to see, is that ball on a tee? Is it on the ground? So Philadelphia will communicate to each other that it's on the ground, and we'll see what kind of kick we get.
Joseph sets up to the right of the football. Remember, he's righty as a kicker, and he tries to just ground it at the 49, and Philly is ready for it. It did not have a whole lot of spin, and the Eagles are on top of it, pushing and shoving at the end of the play. If he was looking for that thing to twirl and take a funky bounce, it just didn't happen. Devontae Smith, part of the hands team, was there, and that was easy pickings for Philly.
That's what's so hard. You can practice that play over and over again, but you really don't know what kind of kick you're going to get. And that kicker, the kickers practice it all the time, pre-practice, after practice, but sometimes it just doesn't spin the way you need it to spin.
And in this particular case, it didn't spin. It was a sitter. Hurts takes the snap. Handoff to Swift. We have 1:05 to go. Minnesota with 2 timeouts remaining. They're going to use one of them here. And this thing is right on the precipice of going into the Philly win column.
Yeah, they'll try to use their timeouts. They have 1 left. It's just tough right now. I think Philadelphia does a good job right there, runs the ball instead of taking a knee, try to take a couple extra seconds off the clock. But after this next timeout that Minnesota will use after this play, you know, their biggest enemy is going to be that clock ticking down to double zeros.
So 1:05 to go. Philly's going to run a play here on the ground. And then the last timeout for Minnesota. Handoff again, it's Swift. Minnesota tackles him after a gain of a couple, brought down to the 45-yard line, and that stops the clock with 1:01, and that's it for the Vikings. So, obviously, if Philly gets a first down, it's over. If they do not, you're talking about just a few seconds that'll be left, and then Philly will have to make a decision on 4th down.
Just a tough game for Minnesota. You probably criticize the defense, but the turnovers have hurt them more than anything in this game.
258 rushing yards tonight for the Philadelphia Eagles. Hurts on a give. Swift is upended as he hit the 44-yard line. DJ Wanham, first man there, and Minnesota cannot stop the clock. There is a 15-second difference between play clock and game clock, and a 4th and 5 for Philly. So they're just going to use as much clock as possible, let this thing wind down, and then figure out what their next move is.
I think they may try to draw them off sides first before probably using a timeout.
Yep. They've rushed to the line, trying to get them to jump. They did it once before. We're down to 18 seconds left, 17 seconds left. Vikings aren't moving, and now they'll absorb the flag with 13 seconds to go.
Offense number 88. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
So it's Goddard called on the false start.
Smart play by Goddard. If you get caught, it's a penalty. It doesn't hurt you. If they don't catch you moving or you make somebody else move, you get a first down and the game's over. But Minnesota gives themselves a chance right now. They have one punt left. They're going to rush and then have a returner back to kind of go from there, and they have to make a decision. Do they want a fair catch and run, a couple plays on offense, or does Powell decide to try to make a big play like we watched Monday night to end the game? And we'll see here. But when you force a team to punt, it puts a lot of pressure on you with only 15 seconds left.
Well, things can go haywire.
Yes.
We know. We've seen it through the years. A bad snap, a drop by the punter, or obviously the one that Minnesota is hoping for is a return that goes the distance. If you're Sipos and the Eagles, you're looking to angle this thing. You're trying to limit the options here for Brandon Powell, who is standing at his own 14-yard line.
Usually right here, coaches will tell the punter, punt the ball out of bounds. Don't give this guy a chance. And usually for a punter, the first way to get fired is not putting the ball out of bounds.
And remember, Sipos is on the practice squad, even though he has been their full-time punter for a couple of years. So the snap from Lovato, it's handled by Sipos, gets the ball off, and this is returnable. Powell catches at the 18-yard line, 7 seconds left, and Powell is buried back at the 16. Keely Ringo on the tackle, 7 seconds on the clock, and Minnesota has got to get a miracle at this point.
A really good play by Keely Ringo, the cornerback out of Georgia, because that ball went right down the middle and gave Powell a two-way going wherever he wanted to go. So Ringo getting down, moving the blocker out of the way, and mirroring Powell to make that tackle really probably ends the game right here with one more play.
So Minnesota's going to look to play the lateral game here with 7 seconds left. Cousins from the gun trailing by 6. And a timeout called by Philly. They'll have one remaining. Ball is at the 17-yard line for Minnesota.
Yeah, Philadelphia just wants to make sure everything's organized, everything's right. Let's call a timeout. I know we reviewed this a bunch of times throughout the training camp and a little bit last week, but let's just make sure we got the right personnel. Everybody understands the situation. They're probably going to lateral the ball back, stay where we talked about all through training camp so we can end this game the right way.
Devin, you and I were in the same place at one point. In Miami.
I knew you were going there, Ian. Ian, I was the first one off the field. The sweat, I wanted to cry.
I get it. It was a miracle in Miami, and now Minnesota's looking for something phenomenal in Philadelphia. Cousins takes the snap, looks downfield. Cousins trying to uncork it. He will. Throws it as far as he can, and it is knocked away, and that's going to end things here in the city of brotherly love. The Eagles get it done at home. They defeat the Minnesota Vikings 34-28 to improve to 2-0 on the season. The Vikings drop to 0-2. This was an interesting one. had a lot of twists and turns, but things settled down a bit in the second half. Too many turnovers for the Vikings ultimately, and Philly just ran the football with reckless abandon.
I'd love to do this. Can you promise me that every game's going to be this exciting? We're going to get ups and downs. We're going to get 2-score leads, knock the 1-score back and forth. It just was a hard-fought game. A little bit sloppy from the Minnesota side with the fumbles, but back and forth. Minnesota continued to fight. The biggest thing, I think, for Philadelphia is you walk away from the game and you say, hey, we went to New England last week. We didn't really like our offensive performance. We decided tonight we're going to run the ball. We were effective running it. We found another way to win, running and doing what we do best, trusting in that offensive line. And for Minnesota, you're back to the drawing board. You talked about it all week. Don't turn the ball over. Don't turn the ball over. And you continue to turn the ball over tonight. Now you can't just keep saying it. Somebody has to make a change. I expect O'Connell to do something different in practice to really deliver that message through to these guys.
And, Devin, it was well documented last season. The Minnesota Vikings, the best record in NFL history in one-score games, 11-0. This year, they are 0-2. Both of those results were one-score defeats. Joined right now by Philadelphia quarterback Jalen Hurts. Another victory for the Eagles. Jalen, it's Ian Eagle and Devin McCourty here in the broadcast booth. Congratulations on the win. At what point, Jalen, did you realize in this game that the run game was going to be so effective that was going to be the calling card throughout the night for this Eagles squad? Every win takes on a different kind of vibe. This was the one where you guys could run it all night.
Yeah, we want to come out here and win. That's the number one thing, obviously. But that's a hell of a performance by our defense yet again, and the O-line, the way they performed, and the way Swift ran the ball. It's a great win.
Hey, what's up, Jalen? Devin McCourty here. And I just want to ask you about your leadership and the leadership from this team. Last week, everyone was talking about the offense didn't look the way it should. They should be doing this, doing that. And then you had some injuries on the defensive side of the ball. What was the leadership like from yourself and the other leaders on the team this week coming into the game and just ignoring the noise?
Well, I think the reality is when you win and when you have success, it then becomes to how you win. And for us, we put so much work in together. All that matters is winning. And so that can look a ton of different ways as it has over the years. And, we're 2-0. We're off to a 2-0 start, and we just want to continue to grow. Obviously, a lot to learn from all of us, but continue to grow.
Yeah, man, as a defensive player, I love getting turnovers. Can you just talk about what it's been like as a quarterback running that offense, but being on the bench and seeing last week's Slay scores, then a fumble recovery by the defense. Then tonight, they have 4 fumbles out on the ground, creating those turnovers. How is that for the offense when you're sitting there and you're like, man, our defense keeps getting us the ball back? How do you guys take the field after those turnovers?
Yeah, man, we obviously want to take advantage of the opportunities when they give us the ball back. We definitely sold them short with those, but they keep doing a great job, and we just got to keep working towards putting it in there.
Jalen, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Jalen Hurts joining us here post-game Thursday Night Football. The Eagles have improved to 19-1 in the last 20 regular season starts that Hurts has made. That is quite a streak. 34-28. That's your final score here in Philly. The Eagles win it. When we come back, Scott Graham rejoins us with the post-game report. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One.
Before Shopify, did you find yourself wondering, where are my sales at? But now you're selling with Shopify, the global commerce platform supercharging your selling. You have no problem selling online, in person, on social media, and beyond. Very easy on the cha-ching. I can't even get my lines out.
Oh, sorry, my bad. But my Shopify sales are through the roof.
Amazing, Gary. Bet you're loving how powerful Shopify's tools are.
And I can make my brand look however I want without code.
And that you can sell on all the marketplaces and socials from your Shopify store.
Or all that.
Gary, stop leaving sales on the table. Start selling with Shopify and discover how millions of businesses around the world use Shopify to ignite their selling. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/football. That's shopify.com/football. Shopify.com/football.
Your morning shave with Barbasol is a time for self-reflection. Look in that mirror and ask yourself,
Can I make a real difference in this world? Of course you can. Just not today. There's football on. Barbasol. It's a can of can-do.
I need your help. I got this. Expendables 4 is definitely rated R. Little violent, perhaps? Jason Statham.
You almost killed me!
Sylvester Stallone.
You're welcome!
Expendables 4 in theaters September 22nd.
Back in our Westwood One studios following Thursday Night Football, the first broadcast of the year. Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Minnesota Vikings tonight in Philly after kind of a rough effort, although a win in New England, coming back home again, trying to get the offense going. The Minnesota Vikings, after a loss at home, trying to avoid the 0-2 start. These teams know each other pretty well and have seen each other a lot, including in Week 2 last year, a game dominated by the Eagles. Tonight, looks like they make it that same opportunity in the first half of this game. Philly scored on their first possession of the game at the end of an extended drive. It took more than 5 minutes off the clock. That was a theme that we would see throughout the rest of the night. They couldn't get into the end zone, but Jake Elliott hit a 24-yard field goal to give them a 3-0 lead. Now, in that first quarter, because of Minnesota turnovers, a problem that they had last week and again tonight, the Eagles had 4 first-quarter possessions, and those 3 points from Elliott were all they got. What that meant was Minnesota was still very much in the game, and the drive that began at the end of the first quarter and spanned over to the second quarter, they went 9 plays, 55 yards, and because of the 3-point lead for Philadelphia, all Minnesota needed was a touchdown to go on top. T.J. Hawkinson catching a 5-yard touchdown pass from Kirk Cousins, and that quickly Minnesota was on top at the 10:39 mark of the second quarter of the ball game. 7-3 the score after the Joseph extra point. Philly got it back again, though, and again, what did we talk about? The time of possession, the fact that the Eagles were able to control the clock in the game. They controlled it for almost 40 minutes on the night, and this drive was 16 plays, 75 yards, and took nearly 8 minutes off the clock. They ate up most of the second quarter on the drive, and then from 1 yard out, we got a chance to see something that's very familiar to Philly fans and everybody else in the NFL.
It's a 3 tight end formation for Philadelphia. Very tight. Hurts, the snap, pushing the pile. Hurts, he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Philadelphia back in front, capping off a fantastic drive dominated by the ground game.
Ground game was huge for the Eagles all night. They would run for 259 yards before all was said and done. So 2:44 left to go in the half. Philly got the extra point and had a 3-point lead. But the Vikings weren't backing down. They put together an 8-play, 74-yard drive of their own. And late in the half, Minnesota had an opportunity to go ahead in the ball game, but then an odd turn that took some time to sort out.
We're down to 41 seconds to play in this first half. Philly up by 3. Shotgun for Cousins. Rush coming from the right side. Cousins unloads to the near side. Caught inside the 5. Justin Jefferson is out of bounds. He was trying to get to the pylon, and he's out inside the 1. The question, did he fumble the football? Philadelphia is asking if he fumbled the football through the back of the end zone. That's what Darius Slay is trying to determine with the officials. Is he out at the 1, or did he fumble it trying to extend into the end zone? And the fans are getting a snip of this.
Ruling on the field was a catch, followed by a fumble outside of the pylon. The ball will be placed at that spot.
Okay, so Ian said he was trying to get to the pylon. That is the question that had to be answered here. Did the ball go over the pylon? Because if it did, it was a fumble into the end zone, and the Vikings lost possession. Here's how it turned out.
We're just waiting for the official call right now from Clay Martin, and he is ready to deliver it as the drama builds at Lincoln Financial.
After review, the fumble went over the pylon, which by rule results in a touchdown. Touchdown is at the 20-yard line for Philadelphia.
Unreal indeed. An astounding turn of events. Minnesota turned away from taking the lead, and it got that much worse when Philly got into Minnesota territory, and Jake Elliott nailed the 61-yard field goal, matching his own Eagles record as time expired in the first half. Philly had a 13-7 lead going to the break at halftime. Minnesota came out
trying to get it going again in the second half, but once again the turnover bug bit. Kirk Cousins was hit, fumbled, and gave the Eagles a short field, just 7 yards in all. And it took them 2 plays to build their lead.
Tight formation, Hurts under center, same formation as earlier. He's going to drive it on the left side, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Eagles. It's an automatic for Philadelphia when Hurts has it that close to the goal line. And bang, bang, turnover, touchdown for Philly.
In just a little bit more than 1 minute into the second half. Now, Eagles had an opportunity, it appeared, to blow this game open. The next time they had the football, they were nowhere near the end zone, but it took them only 3 plays to cover 69 yards, 63 of them coming on a lightning bolt.
Deep drop. Hurts looking for the long ball. Uncorks it left side. Separation. Catch made. Devontae Smith is going to go. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 63 yards on the hookup. Devontae Smith is a blur. And the Eagles are blowing out the Vikings.
Just over 4 minutes into the second half, with the extra point from Elliott, it was 27-7, and that's ball game, right? Well, not exactly, because this Minnesota Vikings team fought all night, and Kirk Cousins had a marvelous game back in the pocket, firing the ball all over the field to the tune of 364 yards. He got his team back closer less than 2 minutes after the Eagles had taken the 20-point lead.
Shotgun. Cousins, pump. Cousins steps up. He's going to throw the deep ball, looking downfield, and caught. Addison breaks away for the touchdown. Josh Jobe didn't tackle him. It's a 62-yard score, and the Vikings trying to climb their way back into it.
We might have wrote the obituary for the Vikings a little too early.
Maybe. Joseph's extra point made it a 27-14 game. Minnesota got closer at the end of a 9-play, 86-yard drive at the midway point of the fourth quarter. And after Kirk Cousins threw a 10-yard touchdown pass to K.J. Osborne, we had ourselves a ball game again. The Eagles had to go into the 4-minute mode, but really extended to about a 7.5-minute mode. As it turned out, it took them about 3.5 minutes to go 8 plays, 75 yards. The ground game that was dominant all night long stayed that way in the biggest drive of the game. And when it came time with just over 4 minutes left in the ball game to put this thing basically away, it was the ground game for Philly that did it.
Hurts shotgun. Swift sets up to the right. Hurts on a give. Swift looking for a hole. Oh, what a move by Swift to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles.
Swift with a 2-yard touchdown run for Swift, a 28-carry, 175-yard night. That's a career high. And that score. Minnesota would score again with $1:10 to go in the game. T.J. Hawkinson catching his second touchdown pass of the ball game, but Minnesota couldn't recover the onside kick, and Philly starts their season at 2-0, winning in their home opener 34-28. The Minnesota Vikings see their playoff chances take a little bit more of a hit, at least statistically, as they fall to 0-2. Up next, we'll head back to the field for some final thoughts. This is Westwood One's coverage of the National Football League.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching a kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, taillights, trunk lids, license plate holders, 122 million parts. Pull up just a little bit. And headlights. They've got lots of headlights. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Boom, boom, boom. Nissan has a car for every driver who wants more. More action. More fun. More guts. More head turn. More adventure. More electric. At Nissan, more is all we do.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. So minivans, sedans, JDMs, roll out. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. And with eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Parents, are you tired of helping put your kids' shoes on? They're squirming, watching cartoons, anything but helping. Luckily, it's Skechers to the rescue. Introducing new hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Footwear you can just get your kids to step into and their shoes are on. You don't need to bend over. You don't need to sit on the floor and try to wrangle them on. And they're available in all types of Skechers styles with and without laces, and most are machine washable. Find Skechers slip-ins for kids or mom and dad at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish shoes are sold.
Welcome back to the Thursday Night Football post-game show on Westwood One. I'm Scott Graham. Our final score tonight, Lincoln Financial Field, Eagles 34, the Minnesota Vikings 28. More on tonight's game. Let's rejoin Ian Eagle and Devin McCourty in Philadelphia, guys.
Scott, thanks so much. Last week, Philadelphia got the win over New England, but I'm not sure Eagles fans were pleased with how they got the win. Win is a win, but they only had one offensive touchdown. So that was a lot of the chatter, Devin, during the week, whether or not this offense would come together, find the groove, and I think it's safe to say they did. 4 offensive touchdowns tonight and a truly dominant performance on the ground for Philly.
And I thought Jalen Hurts said it perfectly after the game. When you're building up and you're trying to be one of those top teams, everybody's concerned about did you win. Now that you are a top team, it's how did you win. And Philadelphia should keep that perspective. We don't care. They talked about it all week. A win is a win. We always want to improve, but we're never going to say we're disappointed in the win or we hate the win. No, we want to win, and this team did that. They ran the ball really well, and they were able to go over the top with Devontae Smith and really hurt Minnesota in multiple ways, and they can continue to do that throughout the season. They'll get better, and they'll be where they want to be.
All right, let's check the final stats, sponsored by the United States Postal Service, introducing USPS Ground Advantage, reliable and affordable 2 to 5 day package shipping, the United States Postal Service. DeAndre Swift, 28 carries, 175 yards, a touchdown, new career high for him. And I'm sure a big moment. You're on a new team. You're trying to prove yourself. You didn't really get a whole lot of opportunities in week 1. Well, with the injury to Kenneth Gainwell, this was Swift's time. He takes advantage of it. You mentioned Devontae Smith, 4 catches, 131 yards, and a touchdown. Hurts goes 18 for 23, 193 yards, a touchdown, an interception, and then 2 rushing touchdowns for Hurts. The numbers for Cousins and Jefferson, impressive through 2 weeks. 364 yards for Cousins, 4 touchdowns through the air. Jefferson, 159 yards receiving, 11 catches, but no wins for the Vikings through 2 weeks.
Again, we said it. Hurst said it's all about the win. Minnesota's racking up the stats, but in the key stat for Minnesota is turnovers. They continue to turn the ball over, and the stats don't matter because Coach Belichick used to always tell us there's one thing that matters. Who has more points? And it's that simple. And for 2 weeks in a row, Minnesota falls on the wrong side of that scoreboard with less points than their opponent. And now they'll go back. And that's a hard thing when you lose, but you have all these stats and you're kind of playing well because you're telling your guys the same thing over and over and wondering why it's not connecting. You need those guys in the locker room to say, I want to win way more than I care about stats and individual goals, and that'll lead to trying to turn this around.
All right, time right now, Devin, to select the Pepto-Bismol upsetting moment of the game.
We could have picked any of these 4 fumbles, but I think right before the half, Minnesota is driving. They have some good plays. They hit Jefferson on an over route, and he's running and he's fighting. He's trying to get in the end zone. But to fumble the ball on the 1-yard line and the ball falls through the end zone for a touchback. And why that was so upsetting? Because Philadelphia didn't just get the ball back. They drove down and then kicked the field goal and took the momentum right at the half, and that really hurt Minnesota.
That is our Pepto-Bismol upsetting moment of the game. Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol. Use as directed. Keep out of the reach of children. So for Minnesota, 0-2 now. Up next, home for the Chargers, and then at Carolina. The benefit of winning on a Thursday night, you get to soak it in. Maybe you get back to your routine, but that's not until early next week. Losing on a Thursday night, it sits with you, and it permeates through your entire facility, no matter where you are. You feel it around the office.
Yes, and Kevin O'Connell is a former player. Spent time with McVay in L.A., so he's seen it a bunch of different ways. Played under Coach Belichick for a little while, being drafted in 2008. He has to make a decision right now. Do we go back to Minnesota? My offensive line is ailing a little bit. Do I give these guys time off? Or do I have to turn into that hard-nosed kind of old-school mentality coach and say, you know what, we're coming in, we're going to practice hard, I'm only giving you the mandatory CBA days off, and every other day you're going to be in here grinding. He has to make that decision because you make the wrong decision and you're too hard on the team, you can lose them. But if you're too soft, you do not want a repeat performance of what you've seen the first 2 weeks. So it'll be interesting what O'Connell decides to do this weekend with this team coming off a tough Thursday night loss.
All right, time right now to select our Navy Federal Credit Union Defender of the Game. Who are you going with here?
I'm going with Josh Sweat. Primarily because I talked about it coming out of the half. Minnesota has the ball, and their offensive line had to step up and make sure they didn't have a fourth fumble because they let one of these guys around the corner for a strip sack. And don't you know, 2 plays later, Josh Sweat comes off the right side and strips Kirk Cousins of the ball, and Fletcher Cox scoops it up. And it was really a turning point in the second. And a poor ball security because that left tackle or both tackles, you have ball security when you're protecting the backside of the quarterback because the quarterback can't protect the ball from someone he doesn't see.
Josh Sweat, our Defender of the Game, sponsored by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. All right, some final thoughts here. Philadelphia moves to 2-0. Remember, last season they started the year 8-0 before a loss to Washington en route to appearing at the Super Bowl, eventually losing to Kansas City. If you're Nick Sirianni, you're the Philadelphia Eagles, what's the message after a game like this?
We're a good football team, and we find ways to win. And you want to highlight how they find ways to win. I've been in their shoes before, coming off either a Super Bowl win or a loss in the Super Bowl, and the expectations are so high. You want to hold yourself to that standard, but sometimes you're too hard, and you're up and down even though you're winning, and I think Philadelphia has to focus on winning and say, you know what, we're playing good football teams, and we have a target. Every team is trying to give us their best shot. They should be happy that they find ways to win, but they also should go to the drawing board and say, hey, we got to continue to improve until we put that perfect performance, chase perfection, because the only goal now for this Eagles team, win the Super Bowl after being there last year.
I have a sneaky suspicion you enjoyed this.
I enjoy watching championship football. Opening night, I'm in Kansas City. Everybody's looking at me crazy. Like, why are you so happy? I'm like, I'm around champions. Julian Edelman called me out for wearing my rings. I'm like, what's wrong with you? This is championship-level football. Get excited. He doesn't understand because Tom dragged him over to Fox, so we don't all have that chance to be dragged along with the great.
I feel like you may have enjoyed it even more once Jason left. Is that just me, or am I feeling something?
Again, because we're talking about winning football. The guy doesn't know that much about winning. He did a lot of losing in his career until I begged Bill to trade for him. He comes over from Cleveland, and then his whole career turned around. Now he's doing media. He's got a job on TV every morning. That came from me in his time in New England, not losing in Tennessee and Cleveland.
My man is pulling into his driveway literally right now, thinking like, I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. Devin, it was awesome. We'll do it again. We'll see you soon. Great to be with you tonight, and congratulations on all the great stuff happening post-football career in your new career, and we really look forward to it, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I had a ball tonight.
Devin McCourty, Iron Eagle, so long from Philly. We send it back to Scott Graham right now in our Westwood One studios. Scott.
All right, thank you very much, guys. We're going to wrap things up when we return. Once again, our final score, Philadelphia 34, Minnesota 28. You're listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. You're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
Hulu has live sports. Watch your favorite football teams with over 90 live channels, including ABC, CBS, ESPN, Fox, NBC, and more. Plus, get access to Hulu's entire streaming library, filled with top shows, movies, and originals. With Hulu Plus Live TV, get access to Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, all in one plan. Say goodbye to extra cable fees and get all the sports and entertainment you need with Hulu Plus Live TV today. Live TV plan required. Restrictions apply. Access content from each service separately and select ESPN Plus content via Hulu. Learn more at hulu.com.
Final score, Philadelphia 34, Minnesota 28. You've been listening to Westwood One's coverage of Thursday Night Football. Tonight's broadcast has been sponsored by Barbasol Shaving Cream, by Wendy's, by Shopify, by AutoZone, by NFL.com, and by BetMGM, the official odds provider for Westwood One. Please gamble responsibly. I want to thank our crew for this evening. Studio coordinator Art Martinez, studio producer Larry Costigan. Production assistance provided by Michael Garland, Bud Meredith, and Dan Silverman. Our statistician Mike Tuberosa, spotter Jim Stamos, engineer Sam Virgillo. Production supervisors Aaron Cummins and Brian Finkelstein. Coordinating producer Mike Eby. The executive producer of Westwood One Sports is Howard Deneroff. Join us again this Sunday night for more NFL action as the Miami Dolphins take on the New England Patriots. Ryan Ratke and Ross Tucker have all the excitement. Then on Monday, it's a special night of NFL action with 2 games to choose from. First, the New Orleans Saints visit the Carolina Panthers in an NFC South clash at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Then at 7:30 Eastern, the Cleveland Browns and Pittsburgh Steelers renew their rivalry. Finally, 1 week from tonight, the New York Giants head to the Bay Area to battle the San Francisco 49ers. You can catch all those games right here on many of these same stations on the NFL app or stream live for free on our website, westwoodonesports.com. Once again, our final from Philly, the Eagles 34, the Minnesota Vikings 28. Now for Ian Eagle. Both Devin and Jason McCourty, I'm Scott Graham. Thanks for joining us. You've been listening to Thursday Night Football on Westwood One.
Sherwin-Williams during the 4-day super sale, September 15th through the 18th, and get 40% off paints and stains with prices starting at $26.69. That means 40%